Okay. Okay, let's try something new here. We're live. Look at us go. Whoop diddy dip diddy do. Stream settings. Everything's solid. Analytics. Let's try something new. Okay. No, not this. Ignoring this. Okay. I'm trying to put this. TikTok says I can stream on TikTok. Let's see if that's true. No, I don't want to. That's not what I want. Oh, what the fuck? This is so confusing. I'm trying to stream on. Oh, hey, Body. What's going on? I'm trying to stream to TikTok too, but it's not. I've never done this before, so. Let's read Heroes of Olympus. So, but I have to do it on my phone, I guess. So we're just gonna. This is gonna be super jank. Freaking. Go live, I guess. This is like the jankest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Oh crap! I think I've done it. I think I'm live on TikTok. Oh no. Well, this is scary for some reason. Anyways, well, that'll be here. So I'll be looking at this too. And then, time for the return of my glorious king. Dude, bro, I've been waiting. I've been freaking waiting. And, yeah, Heroes of... I did my, thing on the TikTok, my freaking Lost Hero review. But we're here. It is Son of Neptune time. Finally, I'm so excited. I have been waiting. I'm probably more excited for this book than any Percy Jackson book I've read so far. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, last time on Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and the Heroes of Olympus and whatnot. Basically, what happened? Freaking Percy Aura farming on the cover would make Piccolo proud. Dog, you don't even understand. What happened last time on? We came back to camp. We saved the day. Freaking they went to they discovered that there's a second camp. And they're gonna go find Percy, and he's free. All stuff that I predicted, obviously. The Percy theory that he's at the other camp is true. I had no help in that theory. It was all my own, all by myself. Pretty much, yeah. Hera was freed. Yeah, we did a lot. We did so many things. But now, it is finally time to unveil the aura that is this book. I almost don't want to. Just take off the cover and read it. I almost just want to just look at it forever and just not ruin what it is, because like then I'll know, you know, like then it won't just be aura, it'll be substance. But yeah, I have to figure it out. So this is we'll see how this goes. Me streaming on TikTok and on YouTube. But probably what I'll end up doing. I'll take this off because I hate having these little sleeves on when I read hardcover books. They're so annoying. Next time I'll probably do it on the same device, but I was late because I was busy doing crap. I was able to map out the book over the weekend, at least everything but the middle. I'll send it after the stream so it's updated with how far you've read. Oh, please, thank you. So I know what to read on stream, what I know not to read. That's great. Thank you. Rose came out the water like, I'm sorry, this is a normal lake until I fell in. I guess I'm just too cold. Yeah, no, for sure. That's exactly the story that's being painted right here. But yeah, I don't really know what to say at this point. It's just with the preamble. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all we have to say. I just want to read. I don't know how long we're gonna be reading for. I don't know how much I'm gonna read. But I'm going to read until I stop reading. We're probably not going to go for longer than 3 hours because I do have some stuff to do. But if I get bored beforehand or I have to stop beforehand, that's what'll happen. So, yeah. Don't forget to get the cover image on the screen. Thank you. You're so right. I was totally about to forget that. Actually, no. What was gonna happen is I thought I already had it on. I was gonna click it, and it wasn't about to be on at all. But I do have this here. I think. Where is it? Picture. Did I not download you? I didn't. I need to download it. Here we go. Freaking Son of Neptune. It's so gas, bro. It's like, it's too hard. Like, I don't, like, this is like out of any other book, I have not been as excited for anything other than this one. Hold on, this is what I need to do. Can I mute on TikTok? Because I have to go freaking check on some crap. I don't know how TikTok works. This is so, I feel so old, actually. We need a cover review. Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ, dog! Hold on. How does TikTok work? How do I mute on this thing? This is stupid. Can I not mute on TikTok? Mute microphone, there we go. Hold on, I'll be right freaking back, actually. Give me 10 seconds. There we go. I'm not famous enough to just be walking off stream, but now I've done it. Okay. Here we go. Let's get to the good bits. The bits. First of all, this is the cover. We all know it. We've all seen it. We all love it. It's a 10 out of 10. It's an easy 10 out of 10. It is the best Percy Jackson cover by far. By far, it's the best. I don't have anything to say about it. It's the best. It's the best cover. What do you tell me to do? Swipe? What am I swiping on? Whatever. I don't know. I feel so old. Whatever. We're gonna stop this. That's the cover review. It's peak. I don't need it. That's the only thing I can say about it. It's just peak. It's just amazing. It's too good. I just want. Hold on. I need to fucking. There we go. Brilliant. Wow, look at that. There it is on the thing. If you're up to the first 60 pages, if you're up to it, the first 60 to 69 pages, I'd recommend. We'll see how far we get. If I can end there, I will like to. But we've been talking for almost 10 minutes, so I'm gonna start reading soon. Also, I'm not gonna pretend I didn't notice the consistency of these last couple of streams, and it has been great. Thank you. I'm trying to do a good job being consistent at things. So thank you. But all right. That's enough with the talking. We've been talking for too much. We haven't been reading. And so I think it's read time. Yeah. That. Everything. Am I caught up on the chat? Cover image on screen. We're chilling. Okay. Not on TikTok because I don't know how TikTok works. Whatever. We'll figure that out some other time. Crack open those papers. Yep, we're about to read this. Okay, let's go. Son of Neptune. Oh, that new book freaking feel. Those new pages, baby. To Beck, oh, I forgot he dedicates every single book to someone. To Becky, you shares my sanctuary in New Rome. Even Hera could never make me forget you. Dang, that's romantic. I'm assuming that is Riordan's wife. Weird if it wasn't. Oh, we have this little map here. This is cool. A map of Camp Jupiter. Oh, wow. Like, spoilers, Riordan. You didn't even tell us Camp Jupiter existed. On a metal... Dude, I might get a... I haven't gotten a display of anything. I might get a display of this cover, actually. I love it so much. I might get a display of that. That's a good idea. And that's not what you meant. That's what I thought of. Yeah, I don't know. This is spoilers, Riordan. This is the first that we're hearing of Camp Jupiter is this map. But, whatever. I'm not going to look through much of this, but it looks more organized than Half-Blood. I'll say that. Those beautiful words. Those beautiful words, Percy. Great. 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 Let's get into it. The snake-haired ladies were starting to annoy Percy. They should have died 3 days ago when he dropped a crate of bowling balls on them at the Napa Bargain Mart. Oh, they should have died 2 days ago when he ran over them with a police car in Martinez. They definitely should have died this morning when he cut off their heads in Tilden Park. No matter how many times Percy killed them and watched them crumble to powder, they just kept reforming like large evil dust bunnies. He couldn't even seem to outrun them. He reached the top of the hill and caught his breath. How long since he'd last killed them? Maybe 2 hours? They never seemed to stay dead longer than that. The past few days he'd hardly slept. He'd eaten like 2 hours. That's crazy regen time for monsters. Unc invites you to co-host. I don't even know who that is, so I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, TikTok is weird. I'm gonna keep don't show for 10 minutes. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, well, I don't know. This is stupid. They never seemed to stay dead longer than that. The past few days, he'd hardly slept. He'd eaten whatever he could: scrounge, vending machine gummy bears, stale bagels, even a Jack in the crack burrito, which is a new personal low. His clothes were torn, burned, splattered with monster slime. He'd only survived this long because the two snake-haired ladies, Gorgons they called themselves, couldn't seem to kill him either. Their claws didn't cut his skin. Their teeth broke whenever they tried to bite him. Achilles, bro. The curse of Achilles. He's got that curse of Achilles. But Percy couldn't keep going much longer. Soon he'd collapse from exhaustion. And then as hard as he was to kill, he was pretty sure the Gorgons would find a way. Where to run? He scanned his surroundings under different circumstances. He might have enjoyed the view to his left: golden hills, rolled inland, dotted with lakes, the woods, and a few herds of cows to his right. The flatlands of Berkeley and Oakland marched west, a vast checkerboard of neighborhoods with several million people who probably did not want their morning interrupted by two monsters and a filthy demigod. Farther west, San Francisco Bay glittered under a silvery haze. Past that, a wall of fog swallowed most of San Francisco, leaving just the tops of skyscrapers and the towers of the Golden Gate Bridge. I can't express how excited I am to be finally back with Percy's perspective. It's great. It's been so long that I haven't seen him. My boy. A vague sadness weighed on Percy's chest. Something told him he'd been to San Francisco before. The city had some connection to Annabeth, the only person he could remember from his past. His memory of her was frustratingly dim. Wolf had promised he would see her again and regain his memory if he succeeded in his journey. Interesting. He remembers Annabeth. That is one thing I forgot. That is one thing that I heard vaguely in a comment section, like that Percy only remembers Annabeth. I saw that at some point. That's it. I don't know. Anyways, but that's cool. Moving on. Should he try to cross the bay? It was tempting. He could feel the power of the ocean just over the horizon. Water always revived him. Salt water was the best. He discovered that 2 days ago. Has he not? He's not in Camp, what's it called right now? Camp Jupiter. He's just kind of roaming. He just doesn't even know where he is. He discovered that 2 days ago when he had strangled the sea monster in the He strangled the sea monster. That's my guy. What an absolute Chad. I'm going to sea monster in the Carquinez Strait. If he could reach the bay, he might be able to make a last stand. Maybe he could even drown the Gorgons. But the shore was at least 2 miles away. He'd have to cross an entire city. He hesitated for another reason. The she-wolf Lupa had taught him to sharpen his senses. Oh, that's right. He probably, because of the Roman thing, he's probably like started in the cabin. He has to survive, but since he's already goated with the sauce, like he doesn't need to wait. That's crazy. So like they're doing the Roman thing where he has to survive the place. What was I? Luba taught him to sharpen his senses, to trust the instinct that had been guiding him south. His homing radar was tingling like crazy now. The end of his journey was close, almost right under his feet. But how could that be? There was nothing on the hilltop. The wind changed. Percy caught the sour scent of reptile 100 yards down the slope. Something rustled through the woods, snapping branches, crunching leaves, hissing. Gorgons. For the millionth time, Percy wished their noses weren't so good. They had always said they could smell him because he was a demigod, the half-son of some old Roman god. Percy had tried rolling in mud, splashing through creeks, even keeping air freshener sticks in his pockets, so he'd have that new car smell. But apparently, demigod stink was hard to mask. Nobody's telling him that freaking you can't just what's it called? They're gonna smell you, dog. This is so interesting reading it from Percy from a perspective of he doesn't know what's going on, and he's like having the classic demigod experience if Grover wasn't there. That is interesting, like the Thalia experience almost. He scrambled to the west side of the summit. It was too steep to descend. The slope plummeted 80 feet, straight to the roof of an apartment complex built into the hillside. 50 feet below that, a highway emerged from the hill's base and wound its way toward Berkeley. Great, no other way off the hill. He'd managed to get himself concerned. He stared at the stream of cars flowing west toward San Francisco, in which behind the staircase, low bro. I don't know what that means. He stared at the stream of cars flowing west towards San Francisco and wished he were in one of them. Then he realized. Oh, this guy's trolling me. Okay, that's funny. Well, thanks for that, I guess. Anyways. Percy's the only man to pass the girlfriend test. If you had amnesia, would you remember me? Yes, he... Is that a thing that girls say? I don't know. The girls never said that to me. They usually just say, go away. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yeah. Then he realized the highway must cut through the hill. There must be a tunnel right under his feet. His internal radar went nuts. He was in the right place, just too high up. He had to check out the tunnel. He needed a way down to the highway, fast. He slung off his backpack. He managed to grab a lot of supplies, the Napa bargain sale, a portable GPS duct tape, lighter, super glue, water bottle, camping roll, a comfy panda, pillow set, a scene on TV, and a Swiss Army knife. Pretty much every tool a modern demigod could want. Oh, naturally, yeah, of course. What else could you ask for? Pretty much every tool a modern demigod would want. But he had nothing that would serve as a parachute or a sled. Wait, does he not know about the... He probably doesn't. He doesn't know about his pen, does he? It's definitely in his pocket, but he doesn't remember it. He cursed and pulled his pen from his pocket. Oh, never mind. Okay, so he does know. Dang, if only I read just... I missed Percy, because every single time I read the original series from Percy's perspective, every single time I would ask a question, and Percy would answer that question the next line. Me and Percy were like this. We're on that Wi-Fi. He cursed and pulled his pen from his pocket. The pen didn't look like much, just a regular cheap ballpoint pen. But when Percy uncapped it, it grew into a glowing bronze sword. The blade balanced perfectly. The leather grip fit his hand like it had been custom designed for him. Little does he know. Etched along the guard was an ancient Greek word Percy somehow understood. Anaklusmos, riptide. That's my bro. He'd woken up with this sword his first night at the Wolf House 2 months ago. Okay, he's been on them for 2 months. More, he'd lost track. He found himself in the country yard of a burned-out mansion in the middle of the woods, wearing shorts, an orange t-shirt, and a leather necklace with a bunch of strange clay beads. Riptide had been in his hand. Percy had no idea how he'd gotten there, and only the vaguest idea who he was. He'd been barefoot, freezing, and confused, and then the wolves came. Right next to him, a familiar voice jolted him back to the present. There you are! Percy stumbled away from the Gorgon, almost falling off the edge of the hill. It was the smiley one, Beano. He knows their freaking names. Okay, her name wasn't really Beano. As near as Percy could figure, he was dyslexic. It'd be so funny to read, to just skip. Because you could feasibly just skip The Lost Hero and just go from The Last Olympian to Son of Neptune and then just be like with the Jason mindset. Like have and not know anything. And I'm sure they explain it to Percy. Maybe they don't, right? But you could still have that mindset like, oh shit, because like I've been trying to imagine like what if Rick wrote it from the perspective of like we go straight into Percy and you know Percy doesn't remember who he is. Like that'd be really interesting, you know. At least when I troll you, it is with innocent rambling and shit spelling. Yeah, this guy in the TikTok chat was talking about remember when we were behind the frickin' stairs in high school or something, low bro or something. I don't know. TikTok is weird. TikTok is an untamed market for me. I don't know how these guys talk. So I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch of people joining my chat who are talking, like, saying some weird, goofy stuff, because people on TikTok are weirdos. Anyways, where was I? He was dyslexic because words got twisted around when he tried to read. The first time he'd seen the Gorgon posing as a bargain mart greeter with a big green button there read, "Welcome, my name is Steno." He thought it said Pino. She was still wearing her green bargain mart employee vest over a flower print dress. If you looked just at her body, you might think she was somebody's dumpy old grandmother, until you looked down and realized she had rooster feet, or you looked up and saw a bronze boar tusk sticking out of the corner of her mouth. Her eyes glowed red, and her hair was a writhing nest of bright green snakes. The most horrible thing about her, she was still holding her big silver platter of free samples, crispy cheese and wieners. Her platter was dented from all the times Percy had killed her. Dang! Third person Percy aura farming is crazy. We haven't heard Percy say or think a single thing, really. This is just kind of exposition, it's just kind of like, welcome to Percy. Dang, that's Noah, get out of here. Get out of here. You don't need to know what's going on. What's crazy? What are you even talking about? Go, be gone, bro. Jesus Christ, don't you have freaking homework to do or something? All of it. All right, shut up. Anyways, where was I? The most horrible thing about her, I already read that. Her platter was dented from all the times Percy had killed her, but those little samples looked perfectly fine. Steno just kept toting them across California so she could offer Percy a snack before she killed him. Percy didn't know why she kept doing that, but if he ever needed a suit of armor, he was going to make it out of crispy cheese and wieners. They were indestructible. Try one, Steno offered. Percy fended her off with his sword. Where's your sister? Yeah, I should probably do that. What, your homework? Yes, you should. Or write a script, bro, for the channel. Write a script for the channel. Go. Shoo. Be gone. I'll put your sword away, Steno chilled. You know by now that even celestial bronze can't kill us for long. Have a cheese and wiener. That sounds fucking disgusting. I would not want that. They're on sale this week, and I hate to kill you on an empty stomach. Steno, the second Gorgon appeared on Percy's right. So fast he didn't have time to react. Fortunately, she was too busy glaring at her sister to pay much attention. I told you to sneak up on him and kill him. Ooh, right. He has the fucking. He can be killed on his back, but he doesn't know that. He's so lucky. He can be stabbed on his back. Steno smiled where. But Uriel, she said the names. She said the name so it rhymed with Muriel. Can't I give him a sample first? No, you imbecile. Uriel turned toward Percy and bared her fangs. Except for her hair, which was a nest of coral snakes instead of green vipers. She looked exactly like her sister. Her bargain mart vest, her flowery dress, even her tusks were decorated with 50% off stickers. Her name badge read, "Hello, my name is Die, demigod scum. You've led us on quite a chase, Percy Jackson." Uriel said, "But now you're trapped, and we'll have our revenge. The cheese wieners are only $2.99, Steno added helpfully. Grocery department aisle 3. This has nothing to do with the fight. What's crazy is the fact that we are here after 2 years, starting with the lightning thief, and now we are here. That's why. Actually, that it took me 2 years to get to set up Neptune. That's crazy, or just that I'm finally reading it. Which part is which part? Where was I? Uriel snarled, "Steno, the bargain mart was a front. You're going native. Now put down the ridiculous tray and help me kill this demigod. Or have you forgotten that he's the one who vaporized Medusa?" Oh, dang, they're holding the grudge on that. He did that like fucking 5 years ago. It's been a while since he killed that girl. Percy stepped back 6 more inches, and he'd be tumbling through the air. "Look, ladies, we've been over this. I don't even remember killing Medusa. I don't remember anything. Can we just call a truce and talk about your weekly specials?" Steno gave her sister Percy, my goat. Steno gave her sister a pouty look, which was hard to do with giant bronze tusks. "Can we?" "No." Uriel's red eyes bored into Percy. I don't care what you remember, son of the sea god. I can smell Medusa's blood on you. It's faint. Yes, several years old. But dang, Percy, you haven't taken a bath in several years? What are we doing, homie? But you were the last one to defeat her. She still has not returned from Tartarus. It's your fault. Percy didn't really get that. The whole dying then returning from Tartarus thing. The concept gave him a headache. Of course, so did the idea that a ballpoint pen could turn into a sword, or that monsters could disguise themselves as something called the Mist, or that Percy was the son of a barnacle-encrusted god from 5,000 years ago. But he didn't believe it. Even though his memory was erased, he knew he was a demigod, the same way he knew his name was Percy Jackson. From his very first conversation with Lupa, he'd accepted that this crazy messed up world of gods and monsters was his reality, which pretty much sucked. How about we call it a draw, he said. I can't kill you, you can't kill me. If you're Medusa's sisters, like the Medusa who turned people to stone, shouldn't I be petrified by now? Heroes, Uriel said with disgust. They'll always bring that up, just like our mother. Why can't you turn people to stone? Your sister can turn people to stone. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, boy. That was Medusa's curse alone. She was the most hideous one in the family. I thought she was the most beautiful one. I think that was the point. She got all the luck. Steno looked hurt. Mother said I was the most hideous. Quiet, Uriel snapped. As for you, Percy Jackson. It's true you bear the mark of Achilles. That's what makes you a little tougher to kill. But don't worry, we'll find a way. The mark of what? Achilles. Why are you giving him freaking lore and info? Just kill him. Achilles, Thanos said cheerfully. Oh, he was gorgeous, dipped in the river Styx as a child. You know, so he was invulnerable, except for a tiny spot on his ankle. That's what happened to you, dear. Someone must have dumped you in the Styx and made your skin like iron. But not to worry, heroes like you always have a weak spot. Yeah, that's kind of the point of the curse of Achilles. Which is a really cool concept, by the way. But freaking... What's it? No, he did. He dumped himself in the water because he's freaking goated. We just have to find it, and then we can kill you. Won't that be lovely? Have a cheese and wiener. No, I will not have a cheese and wiener. This girl needs to leave me alone. Hold on. Freaking, let me not cover my face up with this thing right here. Yeah, there we go. Boom, I've done it. I've done YouTube. Percy tried to think. He didn't remember any dip in the Styx. Then again, he didn't remember much of anything. His skin didn't feel like iron, but it would explain how he'd held out so long against the Gorgons. What a crazy thing to wake up to. Just not knowing where you are, having a pen that turns into a sword, and having indestructible skin. Fucking insane. Tears between light and deep inside Neptune, and 1 year was spent on the last hero. Oh, yeah. Receiving lore about yourself is crazy, just like my man Ichigo. I know. That is absurd. But yeah, listen. It wasn't the Lost Hero's fault. It was like just sometimes my brain gets out of modes. Sometimes I'll be into something and then like I can't stick to being into it, you know? That's it pretty much. And then I gotta go through some phases, and then you gotta get back into the Percy phase. So when season 2 came out, I'm gonna put my brain back on Percy time. Anyways, where was that? Maybe if he just fell down the mountain, would he survive? He didn't want to risk it. Yeah, he probably would. Not without something to slow the fall or sled, but it would still hurt though, I think. Or he looked at Steno's large silver platter of free samples. Reconsidering? Steno asked. Very wise, dear. I added some Gorgon's blood to these, so your death will be quick and painless. Oh, right. They poisoned it. That makes sense. Percy's throat constricted. You added your blood to the cheese and wieners? Just a little, Steno smiled. A tiny nick on my arm, but you're sweet to be concerned. Blood from our right side can cure anything. You know, blood from our left side is deadly. You dimwit, Uriel screeched. You're not supposed to tell him that. He won't eat the wieners if you tell him they're poisoned. Steno looked stunned. He won't, but I said it. It will be quick and painless. I love Steno. She's so funny. Never mind. Uriel's fingernails grew into claws. We'll kill him the hard way. Just keep slashing until we find the weak spot. Once we defeat Percy Jackson, we'll be more famous than Medusa. Oh, imagine hearing about yourself like you're the GOAT, but you don't remember all the goated shit you've done. Like once I defeat Straw Hat Luffy, and you're like, who the fuck is that even? Oh shit, that's me. Percy gripped his sword. He'd have timed his move perfectly. A few seconds of confusion. Grab the platter with his left hand. Keep them talking, he thought. Before you slash me to bits, he said. Who's this patron you mentioned? Uriel sneered. The goddess Gaia, of course. Dang, they're just giving away all the plot. Just giving it all away. The one who brought us back from oblivion. You won't live long enough to meet her, but your friends below will soon face her wrath. Even now, her armies are marching south at the Feast of Fortune. She'll awaken and the demigods will be cut down, like our low prices at bargain marts that I suggested. Gah! Uriel stormed toward her sister. Percy took the opening. He grabbed Thanos' platter, scattering poisoned cheese and wieners, and slashed Riptide across Uriel's waist, cutting her in half. Bro, W. Oh my god, W. Jackson. He raised the platter, and Steno found herself facing her own greasy reflection. Medusa! She screamed. Her sister Uriel had crumbled to dust, but she was already starting to reform, like a snowman on melting. Dang, they're doing that fast. They never reform that fast, which is crazy. Steno, you fool. She gurgled as half her face, as her half-made face rose from the mound of dust. That's just your own reflection. Get him! Percy slammed the metal tray on the top of Steno's head, and she passed out cold. He put the platter behind his butt and said a silent prayer to whatever Roman god oversaw stupid sledding tricks, and jumped off the side of the hill. End of chapter 1. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna read the second Percy chapter, and I'm not gonna be in Percy's perspective anymore. And then I'm gonna be so sad. But this, after seeing Jason for so long, and Piper and Leo, and don't get me wrong, I love them. Seeing Percy at page 1, oh, that was everything. And seeing Percy, oh my god. I was hoping the book opened with Percy. I was hoping we got to immediately see from perspective. I love how Rick didn't waste any time. He was like, all right, they dealt with my bullshit. I fucked with them for a year, gave him a book with no Percy. Let's start him off with a bang. Perfect decision. After that cliffhanger, perfect decision. No notes. Great to see it. Great to be out with Percy. Already enjoying it more. Percy's my goat. Let's continue. You're both from the same. Also imagine having not memory crossing the country fighting random monsters you find along the way, and every one of them know your name. Yeah, dude. Just freaking Bigfoot walks up to you, fucking Kyler. How do you know me, Bigfoot? And like, I hate you. You killed my son. What the fuck? I don't know anything. That's crazy. You're both in this same wave. I've told me and Percy, we're always like this, bro. Every time, me and Percy. But alright, yes. Obviously a great chapter. Obviously it is. Let's go. I just want to keep seeing Percy all the way through. But I know I'm not gonna, but it's fine. But, hopefully when we switch perspectives, Percy will still be in the scene. I don't only read these for Percy, but I kind of do. No, I do. Percy's my favorite character, obviously. But, it's his adventure. I need him to be in the story. It was a bold move, making an entire book without him, about finding him, which I respect. And on reread, I will definitely enjoy it more. But, anyways, next chapter. 30 minutes in, next chapter. The thing about plummeting downhill at 50 miles an hour on a snack platter, if you realize it's a bad idea when you're halfway down, it's too late. Percy, well, it's fine. You're indestructible. Don't even trip, dog. Percy narrowly missed a tree, glanced up a boulder, and spun a 360 as he shot toward the highway. The stupid snack tree did not have power steering. He heard the Gorgon sisters screaming and caught a glimpse of Uriel's coral snake hair at the top of the hill. But he didn't have time to worry about it. The roof of the apartment building loomed over him, like the prow of a battleship, head-on collision in 10, 9, 8. He managed to swivel sideways to avoid breaking his legs on impact. He wouldn't have broken them anyways. The snack platter skidded across the roof and sailed through the air. The platter went one way, Percy went the other. As he fell toward the highway, a horrible scenario flashed through his mind. His body smashing against an SUV's windshield, some annoyed commuter trying to push him off with the wipers, stupid 16-year-old kid falling from the sky. I'm late. Riordan's humor never ceases. His sarcastic, ironic humor is great. Which is great because he looks like such a fucking goofy English teacher, dog. I know he was an English teacher too, so. Miraculously, a gust of wind blew him to one side, just enough to miss the highway and crash into a clump of brushes. It wasn't a soft landing, but it was better than asphalt. Percy groaned. He wanted to lie there and pass out, but he had to keep moving. He struggled to his feet. His hands were scratched up. Wait, I thought you were indestructible. Your hands get scratched? Oh, I guess your skin, you can still bleed or something. I don't know. This is weird. But no bones need to be broken. No. He still had his backpack somewhere on the sled ride. Someone said he lost his sword, but Percy knew it would eventually reappear in his pocket in pen form. That was part of its magic. He glanced up to the hill. The Gorgon were hard to miss. With their confused snake hair, their bright green bargain mart vests, they were picking their way down the slope, going slower than Percy, but with a lot more control. Those chicken feet must have been good for climbing. Percy figured he had maybe 5 minutes before they reached him. Then getting chased for 2 months straight must be so fucking annoying. Next to him, a tall chain-link fence separated the highway from a neighborhood of winding streets, cozy houses, and tall eucalyptus trees. The fence was probably there to keep people from getting onto the highway and doing stupid things like sledding into the fast lane on snack trays, but the chain link was full of big holes. Percy could easily slip through into the neighborhood. Maybe he could find a car and drive west to the ocean. He didn't like stealing cars, but over the past few weeks in life and situations, he borrowed several. Have I heard that before? Why do I feel like I've heard that before? Anyways, including a police cruiser, he meant to return them, but they never seemed to last very long. He glanced east, just as he'd figured. 100 yards uphill, the highway cut to the base of the cliff. 2 tunnel entrances, one for each direction of traffic, stared down at him like eye sockets of a giant skull. In the middle where the nose would have been, a cement wall jutted from the hillside with a metal door like the entrance to a bunker. It might have been a maintenance tunnel. That's probably what mortals thought if they noticed the door at all. But they couldn't see through the mist. First knew the door was more than that. Ooh, interesting. Let me read that again. He glanced east just as he figured 100 yards uphill the highway cut through the base of the cliff. Two tunnel entrances, one for each direction of traffic. He stared down at him like eye sockets from a giant skull. In the middle where the nose would have been, a cement wall jutted from... Okay. It might have been a maintenance tunnel. It's probably what mortals thought if they noticed the door, but they couldn't see through the mist. Percy knew the door was more than that. 2 kids in armor flanked the entrance. They wore a bizarre mix of plumed Roman helmets, breastplates, scabbards, blue jeans, and purple t-shirts, and white athletic shoes. The guard on the right looked like a girl, but it was hard to tell for sure with all the armor. The one on the left was a stocky guy with a bow and quiver on his back. Both kids held long wooden staffs with iron spears, like old-fashioned harpoons. You mean a spear, dude? It's probably called a spear, dog. The person on our radar was pinging like crazy. After so many horrible days, he finally reached his goal. His instincts told him that if he could make it inside that door, he might find safety for the first time since the wolves had sent him south. So why did he feel such dread? It's interesting. This is where Camp Jupiter is. It's also interesting that it's called Camp Jupiter. Like, Camp Half-Blood is just for all Half-Bloods, but Camp Jupiter is named specifically after Jupiter the god. I wonder why that is. Farther up the hill, the Gorgons were scrambling over the roof of the apartment complex, 3 minutes away, maybe less. Part of them wanted to run to the door on the hill. You have to cross to the median of the highway, but then it would be a short sprint. He could make it before the Gorgons reached him. Part of him wanted to head west to the ocean. That's where he'd be safest. That's where his power would be greatest. Those Roman guards at the door made him uneasy. Something inside him said, "This isn't my territory. This is dangerous." "You're right, of course," said a voice next to him. Percy jumped. At first he thought Bino had managed to sneak up on him again, but the old lady sitting in the bushes was even more repulsive than a gorgon. She looked like a hippie. Wow! Shots fired at hippies, Rick. Dog dang, Rick. She looked like a hippie who'd been kicked to the side of the road maybe 40 years ago. Or she'd been collecting trash and rags ever since. She wore a dress made of tie, cloth, ripped up quilts, and plastic grocery bags. Her frizzy mop of hair was gray-brown, like root beer foam, tied back with a peace sign headband. Warts and moles covered her face. When she smiled, she showed exactly 3 teeth. It isn't the maintenance tunnel she can find. It's the entrance to camp. A jolt went up Percy's spine. Camp? Yes, that's where he was from. A camp. Maybe this was his home. Maybe Annabeth was close by. But something felt wrong. The Gorgons were still on the roof of the apartment building. Then Steno shrieked in delight and pointed in Percy's direction. The old hippie lady raised her eyebrows. Not much time, child. You need to make your choice. Who are you? Percy asked, but he wasn't sure he wanted to know. The last thing he needed was another harmless mortal who turned out to be a monster. But you can call me June. Oh, okay. It's Hera. The old lady's eyes sparkled as if she made an excellent joke. It is June, isn't it? They named the month after me. Okay. Look, I should go. The two Gorgons are coming. I don't want them to hurt you. June clasped her hands over her heart. How sweet, but that's part of your choice. My choice? Percy glanced nervously toward the hill. The Gorgons had taken off their green vests. Wings sprouted from their backs, small bat wings which glinted like brass. Since when did they have wings? Maybe they were ornamental. Maybe they were too small to get a Gorgon into the air. Then the 2 sisters leaped off the apartment building and soared toward it. Great, just great. It's a choice, June said, as if she were in no hurry. You could leave me here at the mercy of the Gorgons and go to the ocean. You make it there safely, I guarantee. The Gorgons will be quite happy to attack me and let you go. In the sea, no monster would bother you. You could begin a new life, live to a ripe old age, and escape a great deal of pain. Ooh, this is interesting. She's giving him a hero's proposal. She's guilt-tripping him going to camp. I wonder what Jason's doing exactly right now. Did they say Percy was missing for 2 months or 6? No, they said he was missing for 2 months, right? Like they said at the Lost Hero that he'd been gone for 2 months when the thing started. So is this like I wonder, is this like at the same time that we woke up with Jason? Like, I'm curious. Percy's okay. I'll see soon. Okay, Percy's gonna need back reconstruction surgery for carrying this series. Oh, his name's in the title for a reason. You can live and escape a great deal of pain and misery that is in your future. Oh, we already know Percy's gonna choose. He was given the same choice in Battle of Labyrinth. Percy was pretty sure he wasn't going to hit the second option. Or you could do a good deed for an old lady, she said. Carry me to the camp with you. She's gonna disappear as soon as you walk in. Probably. Carry you? Percy hoped she was kidding. Then June hiked up her skirts and showed him her swollen purple feet. I can't get there by myself, she said. Carry me to the camp. Across the highway, through the tunnel, across the river. Percy didn't know what river she meant, but it didn't sound easy. June looked pretty heavy. That's crazy. The Gorgons were only 50 yards away now, leisurely gliding toward him as if they knew the hunt was almost over. Percy looked at this old lady. I'd carry you to this camp because... Percy, just do it, dog. Because it's a kindness, she said, and if you don't, the gods will die. The world we know will perish, and everyone from your old life will be destroyed. Of course, you wouldn't remember them, so I suppose it won't matter. You'd be safe at the bottom of the sea. Percy swallowed the Gorgons, shrieked with laughter as they soared in for the kill. If I go to the camp, he said, will I get my memory back? Eventually, June said, but be warned. You will sacrifice much. You'll lose the mark of Achilles. You will feel pain, misery, and loss beyond anything you've ever known. Yeah, we can't have Percy be freaking goated and indestructible forever. But you might have a chance to save your old friends and family to reclaim your old life. The Gorgons were circling right overhead. They were probably studying the old woman, trying to figure out who the new player was before they struck. What about those guards at the door? Percy asked. She smiled. Oh, they'll let you in, dear. You can trust those two. So what do you say? Will you help a defenseless old woman? Percy doubted June was defenseless. She's not. She's messing with you. At worst, it was a trap. At best, it was some kind of test. Percy hated tests. Since he lost his memory, his whole life was one big fill in the blank. He was blank from blank. He felt like blank, and if the monsters caught him, he'd be blank. Then he thought about the Annabeth, the only part of his old life he was sure about. He had to find her. He had to find her. I'll carry you. He scooped up the old woman. She was lighter than he expected. Percy tried to ignore her sour breath and her callous hands clinging to his neck. He made it across the first lane of traffic. A driver honked. Another yelled, something that was lost in the wind. Most just swerved and looked irritated, as if they had to deal with a lot of ratty teenagers carrying old hippie women across the freeway here in Berkeley. I imagine it happens more often than you think. A shadow fell over him. The note called down gleefully. Clever boy, found the goddess to carry, did you? A goddess. June cackled with delight, muttering, whoops, as the car almost killed them. Somewhere off to his left, Uriel screamed, get them! 2 prizes are better than 1. There's no way you think you're going to take June. There's no way. Percy bolted across the remaining lanes, suddenly made it to the meeting alive. He saw the Gorgon swooping down, cars swerving as the monster was passed overhead. He wondered what the mortals saw through the mist. Giant pelicans, off-course hang gliders. The wolf Lupa had told him that mortal minds could believe just about anything, except the truth. Interesting. Percy ran for the door on the hillside. June got heavier with every step. I wonder if Lupa knows who he is. I wonder if Lupa knows fucking Harris' plan. Percy's heart pounded. His ribs ached. One of the guardians yelled. The guy with the bow knocked an arrow. Percy shouted, wait! But the boy wasn't aiming at him. The arrow flew over Percy's head, and the Gorgon wailed in pain. The second guard raised her spear, gesturing frantically at Percy to hurry. 50 feet from the door. 30 feet. Gotcha, shrieked Uriel. Percy turned as an arrow thudded into her forehead. Dang! Uriel tumbled into the fast lane. A truck slammed into her and carried her backwards 100 yards. But she just climbed over the cab, pulled the arrow out of her head, and launched back into the air. This is crazy. Monsters never act like this. Ooh, this is exciting. I think this series is gonna be like more intense than what's it called? Than the original. Than the Olympian series. The original series. Percy reached the door. Thanks, yelled the guards. Good shot. That should have killed her, the archer protested. Welcome to my world, Percy muttered. Frank, the girl said. Get them inside, quick. Those are Gorgons. Dang, Frank. Crazy name. Gorgons? The archer's voice squeaked. It was hard to tell much about him under the helmet. But he looked stout, like a wrestler, maybe 14 or 15. The door hold them in Percy's arm. In Percy's arms, June cackled. No, it won't. Onward, Percy Jackson. Through the tunnel over the river. Percy Jackson, the female guard was darker skinned. The female guard was darker skinned with curly hair, sticking out the sides of her helmet. She looked younger than Frank. Has she heard of him? There's no way she's heard of him. Maybe 13. Her sword scabbard came down almost to her ankle. Still, she sounded like she was the one in charge. Okay, you're obviously a demigod, but who's the... She glanced at June. Never mind. Just get inside. I'll hold them off. Or you know who that is. I'm sure you know who that is. Yeah, the god is June. Hazel, the boy said. Don't be crazy. Go, she demanded. Frank cursed another language. Was that Latin? And opened the door. Come on. Percy followed, staggering under the weight of the old lady, who was definitely getting heavier. He didn't know how that girl Hazel would hold off the Gorgons by herself, but he was too tired to argue. The tunnel cut through a solid rock, about the width and height of a school hallway. At first it looked like a typical maintenance tunnel, with electric cables, warning signs, and fuse boxes in the walls, light bulbs in the wire cages, along with ceiling. As they ran deeper into the hillside, the cement floor changed to tiled mosaic. The lights changed to reed torches, which burned but it didn't smoke. A few hundred yards away, Yards ahead, Percy saw a square of daylight. The old lady was heavier now than a pile of sandbags. Percy's arms shook from the strain. June mumbled a song in Latin, like a lullaby, which didn't help Percy concentrate. Behind them, the Gorgon's voices echoed in the tunnel. Hazel shouted. Percy was tempted to dump June and run back to help, but the entire tunnel shook with a rumble, a falling stone. There was a squawking sound, just like the Gorgon had made when Percy had dropped a crate of bowling balls on them in Napa. He glanced back. The west end of the tunnel was now filled with dust. Shouldn't we check on Hazel? He asked. She'll be okay, I hope. Frank said she's good underground. Just keep moving. We're almost there. Almost where? June chuckled. All roads lead there, child. You should know that. Detention? Percy asked. Rome, child, the older one said. Rome. Percy wasn't sure he'd heard it right. True, his memory was gone. His brain had felt right, and felt right since he had woken up. Oh, I'm sure Sally's worried sick about Percy as well. I'm sure she's stressed. Percy wasn't sure he heard it right. True, his memory was gone. His brain hadn't felt right since he'd woken up at that wolf house, but he was pretty sure Rome wasn't in California. They kept running. The glow at the end of the tunnel grew brighter, and finally they burst into sunlight. Percy froze. Spread out at his feet was a bowl-shaped valley, several miles wide. The basin floor was rumpled with smaller hills, golden plains, and stretches of forest. A small, clear river cut a winding course from a lake in the center around the perimeter, like a capital G. The geography could have been anywhere in Northern California. Live oaks, eucalyptus trees, gold hills, and blue skies. That big inland mountain, what was it called? Mount Diablo, rose in the distance. Right where it should be. But Percy felt like he'd stepped into a secret world. In the center of a valley, nestled by the lake, was a small city of white marbles. White marble buildings with red tilted roofs. Oh, this is not Camp Half-Blood. Some had domes and column porticos. You know what? Some had domes and column porticos like national monuments. Others looked like palaces with golden doors and large gardens. You could see an open plaza with fire-standing columns. Sorry, I didn't finish my thought, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Fire-standing columns, fountains, and statues. A 5-story tall Roman Colosseum gleamed in the sun next to a long oval arena like a racetrack. Across the lake to the south, another hill was dotted with even more impressive buildings. Temples, Percy guessed. Several stone bridges crossed the river. No, I'm not gonna do that, guy. Whatever that is. I think I'm gonna just turn off TikTok. I feel like I should do that. I don't think TikTok is... I'll try it again next time. It's not working out, I feel. This is just annoying, I think. Yeah, TikTok off. As it says, it does work. And now, yeah. No thanks, TikTok. I'll be back later, though. Like, next time I stream, probably. Okay. Anyways. Where was I? Just freaking, yeah, that was just annoying, man. Especially with it on my phone. I'm sure that the sound quality was really bad. And whatever. So, it looked more unprofessional than I normally do. Others looked like palaces with golden, like Percy guessed. Several stone bridges crossed the river as it wound through the valley in the north. A long line of brickwork arches stretched from the hills into the town. Percy thought it looked like an elevated train track, but he realized it must have been an aqueduct. The strangest part of the valley was right below him, about 200 yards away, just across the river, was some sort of military encampment. It was about a quarter mile square with earthen ramparts on all 4 sides, the tops lined with sharpened spikes. Outside the walls ran a dry moat, also studded with spikes. Wooden watchtowers rose at each corner, manned by sentries with oversized mounted crossbows. Purple banners hung from the towers. A wide gateway opened on the far side of camp, leading toward the city. A narrower gate stood closed on the riverbank side. Inside the fortress bustled with activity. Dozens of kids, going to and from barracks, carrying weapons, polished armor. Percy heard the clank of hammers at a forge. It smelled meat cooking over a fire. Something about this place felt very familiar, yet not quite right. That is not choice. Do you want to carry me to camp and progress the story, or do you want to leave and get hunted forever? I mean, that wasn't the choice. It was like, do you want to carry me to camp and continue the story, or do you want to freaking sit at the bottom of the ocean where nobody will attack you and you'll just be chilling for the rest of your life? Like, do you want the world to end, or do you not? That's more the choice. People on TikTok can't sit still and read a book. Genuinely, I don't feel like they can, but you know what? I'm trying to diversify my portfolio, my social media thing, so we'll see. But it'll be easier for me to do it when I put them on this. When I restream, I'm gonna restream it, dual stream on my computer, so you'll be sharing the chat with them, kind of, not really, but kind of. Camp Jupiter, Frank said. We'll be safe once footsteps echoed in the tunnel behind them. Hazel burst into the light. She was covered with stone dust and breathing. She'd lost her helmet, so her curly brown hair fell down around her shoulders. Her armor had long slash marks in front from the claws of a gorgon. One of the monsters had tagged her with a 50% off sticker. Also, if Percy remembers his girlfriend, but Jason doesn't, what does that say about Jason? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm clearly less goated, bro. Just how it is. I hold them down, she said, but they'll be here any second. Frank cursed. We have to get across the river. June squeezed Percy's neck tighter. Oh yes, please, I can't get my dress wet. Percy bit his tongue. And this lady was a goddess. She must have been the goddess of smelly, heavy, useless hippies. Jesus Christ, Rick. But he'd come this far. You better keep lugging her along. It's a kindness, she said. And if you don't, the gods will die. The world we know will perish, and everyone from your old life will be destroyed. This was a test. He couldn't afford to get an F. He stumbled a few times, and they ran to the river. Frank and Hazel kept him on his feet. They reached the riverbank. Percy stopped to catch his breath. The current was fast, but the river didn't look deep. Only a stone's throw across to the gates of the fort. Go, Hazel! Frank knocked two arrows at once. Escort Percy so the sentries don't shoot him. It's my turn to hold off the baddies. Hazel nodded and waded into the stream. Percy started to follow. Something made him hesitate. Usually he loved the water, but this river seemed powerful and not necessarily friendly. The little Tiber, said June sympathetically. It flows with the power of the original Tiber, river of the Empire. This is your last chance to back out, child. Ooh, interesting. The mark of Achilles is a Greek blessing. You can't retain it if you cross through Roman territory. The Tiber will wash it away. Ooh, that's interesting, and that's bullshit. Percy was too exhausted to understand all that, but he got the main point. If I cross, I won't have iron skin anymore. June smiled. So what will it be? Safety or a future of pain and possibility? Behind him, I hope he gets the curse again. You can always do it again. Just go back to the river Styx and just lock in. Actually, you probably see your mother's busting again, though. Behind them, the gorgons screeched as they flew from the tunnel. Frank let his arrows fly. In the middle of the river, Hazel yelled, "Percy, come on!" Up on the watchtowers, horns blew. The sentries shouted and swiveled their crossbows toward the gorgons. Annabeth, Percy thought. He forged into the river. It was icy cold, much swifter than he'd imagined, but that didn't bother him. New strength surged through his limbs. His senses tingled like he'd been injected with caffeine. He reached the other side and put the old woman down as the camp's gates opened. Dozens of kids in armor poured out. Hazel turned with a relieved smile, and she looked out over Percy's shoulder. Her expression changed to horror. Frank! Frank was halfway across the river when the gorgons... And this is a long chapter. Got him. But I'm not mad about it because it's more Percy. You know what I mean? I'm sure we're gonna change perspective next time. Got him. They swooped out of the sky and grabbed him by either arm. He screamed in pain as their claws dug into his skin. The sentries yelled, but Percy knew they couldn't get a clear shot. They'd end up killing Frank. The other kids drew swords and got ready to charge into the water, but they'd be too late. There was only one way. Percy thrust out his hand as an intense tugging sensation filled his gut, and the Tiber obeyed his will. The river surged. Whirlpools formed on either side of Frank. Giant watery hands erupted from the steam. Percy copying Percy's movements. The giant hands grabbed the Gorgons, who dropped Frank in surprise. Then the hands lifted the squawking monsters in liquid vice grip. Percy had the other kids yelping and backing away, but he stayed focused on his task. He made a smashing gesture with his fists, and the giant hands plunged the Gorgons into the Tiber. The monsters hit the bottom and broke into dust. Glittering clouds of Gorgon essence struggling to reform, but the river pulled them apart like a blender. Soon every trace of the Gorgons was swept downstream. The whirlpool vanished, and the current returned to normal. Dang, they're gonna have a hard time reforming now. Percy stood on the riverbank. His clothes and his skin steamed as if the Tiber waters had given him an acid bath. He felt exposed, raw, vulnerable. In the middle of the Tiber, Frank stumbled around, looking stunned but perfectly fine. Hazel waded out and helped him ashore. Only then did Percy realize how quiet the other kids had become. Everyone was staring at him. Only the old lady, June, looked unfazed. Well, that was a lovely trip, she said. Thank you, Percy Jackson, for bringing me to Camp Jupiter. One of the girls made a choking sound. Percy Jackson? Do you know him? She sounded as if she recognized his name. Do you know him? Percy giving the river hands to crush the Gorgons. Goated. It is. I was thinking if they were going to do that fully in the CGI and the Heroes of Olympus live action. I'm sure I hope they are. That'd be so cool. She sounded as if she recognized his name. Percy focused on her, hoping to see a familiar face. She was obviously a leader. She wore a regal purple cloak. Is this Reyna? Over her armor. Her chest was decorated with medals. She must have been about Percy's age, with dark, piercing eyes and long black hair. Percy didn't recognize it, but the girl stared at him as if she'd seen him in her nightmares. June laughed with delight. Oh yes, they'll have such fun together. Then, just because the day hadn't been weird enough already, the old lady began to glow and change form. She grew until she was a shining 7-foot-tall goddess in a blue dress, with a cloak that looked like goat skin over her shoulder. Her face was stern and stately, and her hand was a staff topped with lotus flowers. If it was possible for the campers to look more stunned. The girl with the purple cloak knelt. The others followed her lead. One kid got down so hastily he almost impaled himself on his sword. Hazel was the first to speak. Juno. She and Frank also fell to their knees, leaving Percy the only one standing. Everyone has to know the goat, but they don't know Jason. So it'd be interesting if they knew who Percy was. Like, that'd be really weird. But I'm gonna assume they don't know, and they're just saying it because his name is weird or something. He knew he should probably kneel too, but after carrying the old lady so far, he didn't feel like showing her that much respect. Thank you, Percy, for still being you. Percy would never kneel to Hera, ever. Juno, huh? He said, if I pass your test, can I have my memory back and my life back? The goddess smiled. In time, Percy Jackson. If you succeed here at camp, you've done well today, which is a good start. Perhaps there's hope for you yet. She turned to the other kids. Romans, I present you, the son of Neptune. For months he has been slumbering, but now he is awake. His fate is in your hands. The feast of fortune comes quickly, and death must be unleashed if you are to stand any hope in the battle. Do not fail me. Very different energy from no thanks, Chase. Very different energy from Camp Half-Blood, how the gods act there. Hera would never present herself at Camp Half-Blood, ever. Juno shimmered and disappeared. Percy looked at Hazel and Frank for some kind of explanation, but they seemed just as confused as he was. Frank was holding something Percy hadn't noticed before. 2 small clay flasks with cork stoppers like potions, one in each hand. Percy had no idea where they'd come from, but he saw Frank. He slipped them into his pockets. Frank gave him a look like, we'll talk about that later. The girl in the purple cloak stepped forward. She examined Percy warily, and Percy couldn't shake the feeling that she wanted to run through him with her dagger. So, she said coldly, a son of Neptune, who comes to us with the blessing of Juno. Look, he said, memory's a little fuzzy. It's gone, actually. Do I know you? The girl hesitated. I am Reyna. Yep, I knew it was her. Praetor of the 12th Legion. And no, I don't know you. Okay. The last part was a lie. Percy could tell from her eyes. Interesting. But he also understood that if he argued with her about it here, in front of her soldiers, she wouldn't appreciate that. Hazel, said Reyna, bring him inside. I want to question him at the Principia. And we'll send him to Octavian. What the fuck are these people? We must consult the auguries. Alright. Just we're just saying words now. Before we decided what to do with him. What do you mean? Percy asked. Decide what to do with me. Rena's hands tightened on her dagger. Obviously, was not used to having her orders questioned. Get used to it. Percy doesn't follow orders, even from himself. Obviously, she relays every order. Before we accept anyone into camp, we must interrogate them and read the auguries. Juno said your fate is in our hands. We have to know whether the goddess has brought us a new recruit. Reyna studied Percy as if she found that doubtful, or, she said more hopefully, if she's brought us an enemy to kill. End of chapter. That's interesting. Oh, Percy 3! I thought we were going to switch to Reyna's perspective, but no. More Percy. Yeah, absolutely love to see it. Only an hour in on time. We're doing good. We might make it to 69. We might end up being able to do that. But that is crazy though. This is and I expected that, but I'm happy. This feels very different than Camp Half-Blood. Camp Half-Blood is very, oh, come on guys. You know, you're a demigod, that's cool. Just chill here. We're gonna have a nice old time doing chill demigod shit. Just having some fun. Camp Jupiter is, what the fuck is this? Fuck is this guy? Get him over there. Yes, ma'am. Do it. Fucking now. Don't argue. That's very so. Yeah, Jason isn't the GOAT. There's no respect for second place. That's so interesting. How does she know Percy? Because the other kids don't know him. And we didn't know who Jason was. That's super interesting. But the gods are giving quests now, definitely different. Yeah, the gods usually don't do nothing. Either times are changing, or Jupiter is different. I can't decide which one it is yet. I don't know. Son of Neptune. Percy doesn't follow orders, and he's one of the most clueless people you will ever meet. Be ready for questions. Oh yeah, we can do this. Percy's gonna be like, why? And then he'll be like, I will smite you, and he's gonna be like, try it. Like, you're not gonna, Percy's gonna take you in a fight. Like, it's not gonna, Percy will definitely take that dub. Anyways. But we're finally at Camp Jupiter. So, Son of Neptune. I'm reading it. This is so exciting. I'm excited. This is very exciting. But, yeah. So, I'm excited to see what they know about him. That's really interesting. And just kind of I want to learn more about Camp Jupiter. I want to learn more about the vibe. So yeah, let's just keep going. Percy number 3. Chapter 3. Percy wasn't scared of ghosts, which was lucky. Half the people in camp were dead. Shimmering purple warriors stood outside the armory, polishing ethereal swords. Others hung out in front of the barracks. A ghostly boy chased a ghostly dog down the streets. And at the stables, a big, glowing red dude with the head of a wolf guarded a herd of... Were those unicorns? None of the campers paid the ghost much attention. They're actually ghosts here. Oh, I thought he was just being, metaphorical. No, he's being serious. Okay. But as Percy's entourage walked by with Rain in the lead and Frank and Hazel on the other side. All spirits stopped what they were doing and stared at Percy. A few looked angry. The little boy ghost shrieked like a freaking, hold on. Shrieked something like, Gregus! And turned invisible. Whoa, this place is weird. Percy wished he could turn invisible too. After weeks on his own, all his attention made him uneasy. He stayed between Hazel and Frank and tried to look inconspicuous. Am I seeing things, he asked. Or are those ghosts? Hazel turned his startling eyes. Like 14-karat gold. They're Laris, house gods. House gods, Percy said. Like smaller than real gods. Huh? But larger than apartment gods? They're ancestral spirits, Frank explained. He removed his helmet, revealing a babyish face that didn't go with his military haircut or his big burly frame. He looked like a toddler who'd taken steroids and joined the Marines. The Lairs are kind of like mascots, he continued. Mostly they're harmless, but I've never seen them so agitated. They're staring at me, Percy said. The ghost kid called me Gregus. My name isn't Greg. Gracious, Hazel said. Once you've been here a while, you'll start understanding Latin. Demigods have a natural sense for it. Gracious means Greek. Is that bad? Percy asked. Demigods have a natural sense for it. Little do you know. Little do you know I'm from Camp Half-Blood and I actually saved the world. And fuck you, I'm awesome. I'm Percy fucking Jackson. Dang, Thalia would have fit right in at this camp, though. For sure. That bad. Frank Curtis, though, maybe not. You got that type of complexion. The dark hair and all. Maybe they think you're actually Greek. Is your family from here? From them there? Don't know. Like I said, my memory's gone. Or maybe, Frank hesitated. What? Percy asked. Probably nothing, Frank said. Romans and Greeks have an old rivalry. Sometimes Romans use gracious as an insult for someone who's an outsider, an enemy. I wouldn't worry about it. He sounded pretty worried. They stopped at the center of a camp, where two wide stone paved roads met at a T. Oh yeah, we're not gonna be as friendly to Percy as Camp Half-Blood was to Jason. Oh, I can already feel it. Percy's gonna have to fucking beat ass or something to gain respect here. Percy on his first quest when he was 12 years old to Hades and then threw hands with the god of war. He will never duck of it. Yeah, literally. He's gonna be like, listen, I don't remember why I think this, but I definitely fought Ares, or whatever the Roman name is for Ares, so don't even try it. A street sign labeled the road to the main gates as Via Praetoria. I love this new vibe, though. It's so cool. It's so cool. Very, very dope world building. I wonder if this is how the Kane Chronicles are presented. Like the gods maybe have Egyptian forms or freaking Norse forms or whatever. That'd be super duper freaking interesting, and that would make me want to read those books. I am interested in Kane Chronicles. I'm not really interested in Magnus Chase. His name is still stupid. But yeah. The other road cutting across the middle of the camp was labeled Via Principalis. Under those markers were painted signs like Berkeley 5 miles, New Rome 1 mile, Old Rome 7,280 miles, Hades 2,210 miles pointing straight down, Reno 208 miles, and certain death, you are here. These guys are freaking hardcore. For certain death, the place looked pretty clean and orderly. The walls were freshly whitewashed, laid out in neat grids like the camp had been designed by a fussy math teacher. The barracks had shady porches where campers lounged on hammocks or played cards and drank sodas. Each dorm had a different collection of banners out front displaying Roman numerals and various animals: eagle, bear, wolf, horse, and something that looked like a hamster. Along with Via Praetoria, rows of shops advertised food, armor, weapons, coffee, gladiator equipment, and toga rentals. Oh, there are shops? A chariot dealership had a big advertisement out front. Caesar, XLS with anti-lock brakes. No denarii down. At one corner of the crossroads stood the most impressive building, a 2-story wedge of white marble. with a calm portico, like an old-fashioned bank. Roman guards stood out. Over the doorway hung a purple banner with gold letters SPQR embroidered inside a laurel wreath. Your headquarters? Percy asked. Rena faced him. Her eyes still cold mouse out. It's called the Principia. She scanned the mob of curious campers who followed. What? Is there a reason why you're calling me when you know I'm streaming?
Yeah, hey, look. I'm calling you because this is funny and I think it's good content.
Okay, go on. In the middle of my Percy chapter.
I mean, it's really not that funny, but it's kind of funny.
No, well, they can hear everything you're saying, so what is it?
Yeah, I know, which is why I'm calling, because it's good content.
Gosh,
you suck at this.
That's the only... I thought you forgot. I wouldn't put it past you to completely forget.
You suck at this so much. You're literally selling right now.
Dude, bro. Listen, man. I'm world building right now. Okay, I'm immersed.
Bro, I don't care, bro.
Is there something?
Anyway, I went to Five Guys because I was like, dang, run faster! Oh my gosh! I got a freaking turtle in front of me. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I went to Five Guys for burgers and fries, because Dubs. Five Guys is a fast food restaurant. And I bought a bacon burger, and they were like, sorry, we're out of bacon. And I was like, dang, that's tough. And he was like, I can give you free fries. I was like, free food? And bro gave me so many fries, dude. I was like concerned with the amount of fries.
That's
like,
what
my
they're.
bag is only fries right
That's
now.
what they're supposed to do. That's what Five Guys tells them to do.
But like way more than I thought he would give me. Like he gave me. I ordered a regular. He gave me a large. He put the extra fries in, and then he put another big scoop in, and I was like, holy frick, this guy's loaded. This guy's freaking goated.
Wow.
Anyway.
Well, W.
Happy day. It's free food.
That's good. Anthony says, go order a pizza.
Go over pizza?
Go order a pizza.
Go order a pizza? Absolutely not.
Anyways, gonna get back to reading this now.
Hey, well, have fun. I hope it's good.
It is good. Anyways, bye.
Bye.
All right, immersion got. Now we're back. Trust. About to get locked in as soon as I find where the fuck I was. Where was I? Two-story wedge white marble with a calm portico like an old-fashioned bank. Roman guards stood out front. Over the doorway hung a purple banner with golden. I'm past that. She scanned the mob of curious campers who had followed them from the river. Everyone back to your duties. I'll give you an update at evening muster. Dang, she is in charge. Well, I'm assuming Jason is more. Dang, what if Jason's super mean? That's crazy. What if like, because Percy's so freaking chill. What if Jason's like really serious when he gets those memories back? And then it's like, oh, I'm in charge. And Percy's like, dude, I don't freaking care, bro. And then he's like, like that'd be so interesting. Because this is how, because I'm assuming Jason's like more in charge than Reyna is. Remember, we have war games after dinner. Great, I'm glad we took time out of our stream for this. Nah, it's fine. We're chilled. The thought of dinner made Percy's stomach rumble. A scent of barbecue from the dining hall made his mouth water. The bakery down the street smelled pretty wonderful too, but he doubted Reyna would let him get in order to go. The crowd, do whatever you want, bro. I'm sure you can take them all. But he doesn't know he can do that. He doesn't know he's that goated. The crowd dispersed reluctantly. Some muttered comments about Percy's chances. Sorry, you said something I didn't read. The worlds do bleed into one another a bit once or twice, but the Greek gods only have Roman counterparts. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I heard that Percy crosses over in the Kane Chronicles or some other stuff, but yeah. Anyways, Where was I? The crowd dispersed reluctantly. Some muttered comments on Percy's chances. He's dead, said one. Would be those two who found him, said another. Yeah, another. Let him join the 5th cohort. Greeks and geeks. Interesting. Also, it's really interesting that they don't immediately go, oh shit, son of Neptune. Because like freaking Camp Half-Blood, they were like, oh fucking son of Poseidon, you know? They were like freaking respect, but like they were like son of Neptune. All right, who cares? Like they don't care at all. I thought they were gonna be like, oh shit, son of Neptune, this is some crazy shit, but they don't really care. Like when they saw Jason, like son of Zeus, another one, that was absurd. Several kids laughed at that, but Raina scowled at them and they cleared off. Hazel, Raina said, come with us. I want your report on what happened at the gates. Me too, Frank said. Percy saved my life. We've got to let him. Raina gave Frank such a harsh look, he stepped back. I'd remind you, Frank Zhang. Oh, Frank is Asian. She said, you are on probatio yourself. You've caused enough trouble this week. Frank's ears turned red. He hit it with a little tablet on a cord around his neck. Percy hadn't paid much attention to it, but it looked like a name tag made out of lead. Go to the armory, Raina told him. Check our inventory. I'll call you if I need you. But Frank caught himself. Yes, Raina, he hurried off. Damn, I would hate to go to Camp Jupiter, dog. Oh, that would suck, bro. Oh, Camp Half-Blood is definitely more my speed. Camp Jupiter, oh, absolutely not. Raina waved Hazel and Percy toward the headquarters. Now, Percy Jackson, let's see if we can improve your memory. The Principia was even more impressive inside. On the ceiling, glowed a mosaic of Romulus and Remus under their adopted mama she-wolf. Lupa had told Percy that story a million times. The floor was polished marble. The walls were draped in velvet, so Percy felt like he was inside the world's most expensive camping tent. Along the back wall stood a display of banners and wooden poles, studded with bronze medals, military symbols. Percy guessed. In the center was one empty display stand, as if the man banner had been taken down for cleaning or something. In the back corner, a stairwell led down. It was blocked by a row of iron bars like a prison door. Percy wondered what was down there. Monsters, treasure, amnesiac demigods who had gotten on Raina's bad side. In the center of the room, a long wooden table was covered with scrolls, notebooks, tablet computers, daggers, and a large bowl filled with jelly beans, which seemed kind of out of place. 2 life-size statues of greyhounds, one silver one gold, flanked the table. Raina walked behind the table and sat in one of 2 high-backed chairs. Percy wished he could sit in the other, but Hazel remained standing. Percy got the feeling he was supposed to also. I would sit anyways. So, he started to say. The dog statues bared their teeth and growled. Percy froze. Normally he liked dogs, but these glared at him with ruby eyes. Their fangs looked sharp as razors. Easy, guys, Ryan told the greyhounds. He stopped growling, but kept eyeing Percy as though they were imagining him in the doggy bag. Is there no camp-like leader here? Like, is there no Chiron or Mr. D equivalent? Is it just Raina? There has to be someone in charge, otherwise how are they so in order? I guess this camp's been going for years, so I guess it just gets passed down, right? Kept eyeing Percy as though they were imagining him in a doggy bag. They won't attack, Rita said, unless you try to steal something, or unless I tell them to. That's argentum in aurum, silver and gold, Percy said. The Latin meanings popped into his head like Hazel said they would. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't believe her. He almost asked which dog was which, then he realized that was a stupid question. Raina set her dagger on the table. Percy had the vague feeling he'd seen her before. Where? Her hair was black and glossy as a volcanic rock, woven in a single braid down her back. Maybe they went to school together, but she doesn't know that, like... Maybe they went to school together, but she doesn't know that he's of Greek. That's probably what I'm thinking this is. They went to school together. With a single braid down her back. She had a single poise of a sword fighter, relaxed yet vigilant, as if ready to spring it yet into action at any moment. The worry lines around her eyes made her look older than she probably was. We have met, she decided. I don't remember when. Please, if you can tell me anything. First things first, Raina said. I want to hear your story. What do you remember? How did you get here? And don't lie. My dogs don't like liars. Argentum and orange snarled to emphasize the point. Percy told his story, how he'd woken up at the ruined mansion in the woods of Sonoma. He described his time with Lupa and her pack, learning their language and gestures and expressions, learning to survive and fight. Lupa taught him about demigods, monsters, and gods. She explained that she was one of the guardian spirits of ancient Rome. Demigods like Percy were still responsible for carrying on Roman traditions in modern times, fighting monsters, serving the gods, protecting mortals, upholding the memory of the empire. That is not Camp Half-Blood's creed. Camp Half-Blood's creed is, he's gonna be here, I guess. We're just chilling. She spent weeks training him until he was strong and tough and vicious as a wolf. When she was satisfied with his skill, she sent him south, telling him that if he survived the journey, he might find a new home and regain his memory. None of it seemed to surprise Reyna. In fact, she seemed to find it pretty ordinary. Except for one thing. No memory at all, she asked. You still remember nothing? Okay. Fuzzy bits and pieces, Percy glanced at Greyhound. He didn't want to mention Annabeth. It seemed too private. He was still confused about where to find her. He was sure they met at camp, but this one didn't feel like the right place. Also, he was reluctant to share Tyr's one clear memory. Annabeth's face, her blonde hair and gray eyes. Annabeth's black face and braided hair and black eyes. The way she laughed, threw her arms around him, and gave him a kiss whenever he did something stupid. She must have kissed him a lot, Percy thought. That's my goat. That's my guy right there. He feared that if he spoke about that memory to anyone, it would evaporate like a dream. Dude, I know that feeling. I know that feeling all too well. He couldn't risk that. Reyna spun her dagger. Most of what you're describing is normal for demigods at a certain age, one way or another. We find our way to the wolf house. We're tested and trained. If Lupa thinks we're worthy, she sends us south to join the Legion. But I've never heard of someone losing his memory. How did you find Camp Jupiter? That's the only word. Come on. Percy told the last 3 days of the Gorgons who wouldn't die, and the old lady who turned out to be a goddess, and finally meeting Hazel and Frank at the tunnel in the hill. Hazel took the story from there. She described Percy as a brave and heroic, which made him uncomfortable. All he'd done was carry a hippie bag lady. Reyna studied him. You're old for a recruit. You're what, 16? I think so, Percy said. You spent that many years on your own. Without training or help, you should be dead. Okay, so she doesn't know Percy Jackson. Like, she doesn't know his Greek shit. Like, she can't. Instead of Neptune, you'd have a powerful aura that would attract all kinds of monsters. Yeah, Percy said. I've been told that I smell. Reyna almost cracked a smile, which gave Percy hope. Percy, breaking him down. Let's go. Maybe she was human after all. You must have been somewhere before the wolf house, she said. Percy shrugged. Juno had said something about him slumbering, and he'd have a vague feeling that he'd been asleep maybe for a long time. But that didn't make sense, Reyna sighed. Well, the dogs haven't eaten you, so I suppose you're telling the truth. Great, Percy said. Next time, can I take a polygraph? Reyna stood. She paced in front of the banners. Her metal dogs watched her go back and forth. Even if I accept that you're not an enemy, she said. You're not a typical recruit. The fuck is freaking messaging me? Nobody. The Queen of Olympus simply doesn't appear at camp, announcing a new death. So it's still called Olympus in Rome. That's interesting. Looks like a new demigod. The last time a major god visited us in person like that. She shook her head. I've only heard legends about such things, and instead of Neptune, that's not a good omen. Especially now. What's wrong with Neptune? Percy asked. What do you mean, especially now? Hazel shot him a warning look. Reyna kept pacing. You fought Medusa's sisters, who haven't been seen in thousands of years. You agitated our lairs, who are calling you gracious. And you were strange ship symbols. That shirt, the beads on your necklace. What do they mean? Percy looked down at his tattered orange t-shirt. It might have had words on it at one point, but they were too faded to read. You should have thrown the shirt away weeks ago. It was worn to shreds, but he couldn't bear to get rid of it. He just kept washing it in streams and water fountains as best he could and putting it back on. As for the necklace, the 4 clay beads were decorated with different symbol. One showed a trident, another displayed a miniature golden fleece. The third was etched with the design of a maze, yup. And the last had an image of a building, maybe the Empire State, yup. Percy, the Godamus. with names Percy didn't recognize engraved around it. The beads felt important, like pictures from a family album, but he couldn't remember what they meant. I don't know, he said. And your sword, Reyna asked. Percy checked his pocket. The penny reappeared as it always did. He pulled it out, but then realized he'd never shown Reyna the sword. Hazel and Frank hadn't seen it either. How had Reyna known about it? Too late to pretend it didn't exist. He uncapped the pen. Riptide sprang to full form. Hazel gasped. The greyhounds barked apprehensively. What is that? Hazel asked. I've never seen a sword like that. I have, Reyna said darkly. It's very old. A Greek design. We used to have a few in the army before. She stopped herself. The metal is called celestial bronze. They don't have celestial bronze here. Interesting. She stopped herself. So it's deadly to monsters, like imperial gold. But, oh, they have imperial gold, but even rarer. Interesting. Imperial gold, Percy asked. Reyna unsheathed her dagger. Sure enough, the blade was gold. The metal was consecrated in ancient times at the Pantheon in Rome. Its existence was closely guarded. Secret of the emperors, a way for their champions to slay monsters that threatened the empire. We used to have more weapons like this, but now, well, we scrape by. I use this dagger. I use this dagger. Hazel has a spatha, a cavalry sword. Most legionnaires use a shorter sword called a gladius. But that weapon of yours is not Roman at all. It's another sign you're not a typical demigod. And your arm, what about it? Percy asked. Reyna held her own forearm. Percy hadn't noticed before, but she had a tattoo on the inside. The letters SPQR, a cross sword and a torch. And under that, 4 parallel lines like score marks. This is so weird. This is so weird. Tell me more. Percy glanced at Hazel. We all have them, she confirmed, holding up her arm. All full members of the Legion do. Hazel's tattoos also had the letters SPQR, but she only had 1 score mark, and her emblem was different. Black glyph, like a cross and curved arms and a head. Percy looked at his own forms. A few scrapes, some mud, and a few flecks of crispy cheese and wieners, but no tattoos. So you've never been a member of the Legion, Reyna said. These marks can't be removed. I thought perhaps, she shook her head, as if dismissing an idea. Hazel leaning forward. If he survived as a loner all this time, maybe he's seen Jason. Give us lore. Give us lore. Gas him up. Gas Jason up now. He turned to Percy. Have you ever met a demigod like this before? A guy in a purple shirt with marks on his arm. Hazel. Reyna's voice tightened. Percy's got enough to worry about. Percy touched the point of his sword, and Riptide shrank back into a pen. I haven't seen anyone like you guys before. Who's Jason? Reyna gave Hazel an irritated look. He was my colleague. Oof. Damn, Piper, you're gonna have to freaking give it up, dude. Like, Reyna and Jason seem pretty freaking serious, bro. You're gonna have to give it up. My thoughts and prayers go out to anyone who thinks they can pull rank on Percy. Genuinely. She waved her hand at the second empty chair. The Legion normally has 2 elected praetors. Jason Grace, son of Jupiter, was our other praetor until he disappeared last October. Percy tried to calculate. He hadn't paid much attention to the calendar out in the wilderness, but Juno had mentioned that it was now June. Okay. You mean he's been gone 8 months, and you haven't replaced him? He might not be dead, Hazel said. We haven't given up. Okay. So it's Jason woke up before Percy did, which is interesting. That's really interesting, actually. I'm so curious why they had Jason wake up first, but I guess for plot reasons. But Jason woke up before Percy, So I'm assuming they built the Argo 2 already, because it was 6 months. Okay. Got you. Raina grimaced. Percy got the feeling this Jason guy might have been more to her than just a colleague. Elections only happen in 2 ways, Raina said. Either the Legion raises someone on a shield after a major success on the battlefield, we haven't had any major battles, or we hold a ballot in the evening of June 24th at the Feast of Fortuna. That's in 5 days. Okay, so this book's gonna be 5 days long. Percy frowned. You have a feast for Fortuna? Oh, I've missed Percy. At least one thing I can give Rick props off rip. Percy feels distinctly different from Jason and Piper and Leo. So that is a good thing. Fortuna, Hazel corrected. She's the goddess of luck. Whatever happens on her feast day can affect the entire rest of the year. She can grant the camp good luck or really bad luck. Raina and Hazel both glanced at the empty display stand, as if thinking about what was missing. A chill went down Percy's back. The Feast of Fortune. The Gorgons mentioned that. So did Juno. They said the camp was going to be attacked on that day. Something about a big bad goddess named Gaia and an army and death being unleashed. You tell me that day is this week? Raina's fingers tightened around the hilt of her dagger. You will say nothing about that outside this room, she ordered. I will not have you spreading more panic in the camp. So it's true, Percy said. Do you know what's going to happen? Can we stop it? Dang. Percy had just met these people. He wasn't sure he even liked Raina, but he wanted to help. It's in his instincts, bro. He's a hero. He spent too long not being a hero to not feel that. They were demigods, the same as him. They had the same enemies. Besides, Percy remembered what Juno had told him. It wasn't just this camp at risk. His old life, the gods, the entire world might be destroyed. Whatever was coming down, it was huge. We've talked enough for now, Raina said. He'll take him to Temple Hill. Find Octavian. On the way, you can answer Percy's questions. Tell him about the Legion. Yes, Raina. No, tell me what you know about Percy. Percy still had so many questions, but his brain felt like it would melt. But it doesn't seem Raina knows that he's Greek. His brain felt like it would melt, but Raina made it clear the audience was over. She sheathed her dagger. The metal dog stood and growled, inching toward Percy. Good luck with Yargri, Percy Jackson. She said if Octavian lets you live, perhaps you can compare notes about your past. Oh, okay. End of chapter. Dang, Rick really was like, listen, I feel bad for not giving you Percy, so let me throw you back to back Percy chapters. Even this next one is still Percy, and I'm not complaining, but I also do kind of want to see a different perspective. I am very curious to see how it'll be when we have a different perspective when someone's looking at on Percy. So that is interesting. That is interesting to me. But I want to know more about Raina. I want to know, like, what she knows. I want them to stop being so freaking vague. Like freaking, this is a demigod camp because they don't like telling you nothing. They're just like fucking with you. Like, so I like how they had each hero experience what the recruitment process for each camp was, found by a protector and brought to camp, and Jason was trained, and Percy was trained by Luna and sent to find their camp. Yeah, I like that a lot too. It is very immersive. It is very like for Jason, it was like, oh, we've been here before, but there's something different about this. And for Percy, it's the exact opposite. It's like there's something different about this guy. Percy's is the exact opposite. It's like, oh, we freaking like we know this guy, but we've never been to this place. Even though we've been to California, we've never been to this place. So that's really, really cool. Like, this is very, very, very cool so far, and I'm very enjoying this one. I don't know if I'm enjoying it more because of Son of Neptune, or because it's Percy, you know what I mean, or because we are finding out more information. Like, I probably a little bit both. I think that it's a lot of the fact that in The Lost Hero, it's like trudging through a world we already know, but slowly. Whereas this one, it's establishing new information with the character that we know. It just feels like more standard Percy Jackson stuff. And I think as well, that it's gonna take a very special writer to make your series feel just as good without your main character involved. You get so, especially when you've been following Percy for 5 books, solely 5 books. So it just kind of feels like a return to form makes you feel more interested, just because the character you're connected to is already on the page. So that's a thing. It's like, yeah, it's just having the main character in the story, this person you center the story around is his story. It's good. It'd be like that with anything, really. Have to also think about how still being in Percy's chapter perspective will help us learn about Camp Jupiter the best way. That's also true. Yeah, it was different with The Lost Hero because we already knew Camp Half-Blood, so we could just follow these characters around and learn them. But we have to introduce to the world, so I think, yeah, that makes sense. Once we get introduced to the world and Percy kind of understands more, then we'll be able to learn more from other people's perspective. Once Percy's caught up to steam, I'd imagine we'll switch. That makes a lot of sense. You should get what you want, desire. Yeah, I imagine, because it's just like a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? It's like it would feel annoying from a character perspective if we were following Reyna, for example, and then we didn't know anything about, and Percy still didn't know, he'd have to know, I guess. So, all right. Anyways, Percy, chapter 4. And on the way out of camp, Hazel brought him an espresso drink and cherry muffin from Mombilo, the two-headed coffee merchant. Percy inhaled the muffin. The coffee was great. Now Percy thought if he could just get a shower, a change of clothes, and some sleep, he'd be golden. Maybe even imperial golden. He watched a bunch of kids in swimsuits and towels head into a building that had steam coming out of a row of chimneys. Laughter and watery sounds echoed from inside like it was an indoor pool. Percy's kind of place. Also, I don't know what it is. I think I said this at the beginning of The Lost Hero too, but I feel like I'm going to enjoy the Heroes of Olympus series more than the Percy Jackson series. I just feel like the story is just going to be so much more intense and so much more deep and so much more, Anyways, bathhouse, Hazel said. We'll get you in there before dinner, hopefully. You haven't lived until you had a Roman bath. Percy sighed with anticipation. Is this the fucking nectar of fucking Camp Jupiter? As they approached the front gate, the barracks got bigger and nicer. Even the ghosts looked better. With fancier armor and shinier auras, Percy tried to decipher the banners and symbols hanging in front of the buildings. You guys are divided into different cabins, he asked. Sort of, Hazel ducked. As a kid riding a giant eagle swooped overhead. Very cool. We have 5 cohorts, about 40 kids each. Interesting. So they're in barracks. They're probably not divided into barracks based on God then, just based on rank or something. Each cohort is divided into barracks of 10, like roommates kind of. Percy had never been great at math, but he tried to multiply. You're telling me there's 200 kids at camp? Roughly. And all of them are children of gods? The gods have been busy, Hazel laughed. Okay, at least Hazel's chill. Not all of them are children of major gods. There are hundreds of minor Roman gods, plus a lot of campers are legacies, 2nd or 3rd generation. Maybe their parents are demigods or their grandparents. Oh, that's interesting. We've never had a child of a demigod before. Like freaking, yeah, that I never even thought about that. Like, yeah, demigods having kids. Do Greek demigods not have kids? Like, that's interesting. Percy blinked. Children of demigods. Why does that surprise you? Percy wasn't sure. The last few weeks he'd been so worried about surviving. Day to day, the idea of living long enough to be an adult and have kids of his own, it seemed like an impossible dream. These Legos, legacies, Hazel corrected him. They have powers like a demigod? Sometimes not, but they can be trained. All the best Roman generals and emperors, they all claim to be descended from gods. Most of the time they were telling the truth. The camp Augur we're going to meet, Octavian, he's a legacy, descendant of Apollo. He's got the gift of prophecy, supposedly. Oh, they still call him Apollo over there. Supposedly. He looked at a sour face. You'll see. That didn't make Percy feel so great. Oh, so he's there, fucking Rachel and Elizabeth there. If this dude Octavian had Percy's fate in his hands. So they didn't make Percy feel so great if this dude Octavian had Percy's fate in his hands. So the divisions, he asked. The cohorts, whatever. You're divided according to who your godly parents is. Hazel stared at him. What a horrible idea. I wonder if Percy's saying that as a subconscious thought because of his, Greek past that he doesn't know. Or if Rick's saying it because of, these are questions that we would have as the audience, and Percy's just talking for the audience right now. But it's so funny. This is what about you? No, the officers decide where to assign recruits. If we were divided according to the god, the cohorts would be all uneven. I'd be alone. Percy felt a twinge of sadness, like he'd been in that situation. Why? What's your ancestry? Wish you could answer. Someone behind them yelled out, "Tell me what god you're freaking of." Wait! A ghost ran toward them. An old man with a medicine ball, of course, ball belly and toga, so long he kept tripping on it. He caught up to them and gasped for air, his purple aura flickering around them. "This is him," the ghost painted. "A new recruit for the 5th, perhaps." But Vitellius, Hazel said. "We're sort of in a hurry." The ghost scowled at Percy and walked around him, inspecting him like a used car. "I don't know," he grumbled. "We needed only the best for the cohort." Does he have all his teeth? Can he fight? Does he clean stables? Yes, and no, Percy said. "Who are you?" Percy, "This is Vitellius." Hazel's expression said, "Just humor him. He's one of our layers. Takes an interest in new recruits." It's definitely a muscle memory as something he just knows. You're talking about the asking questions thing. On a nearby porch, other ghosts snickered as Vitellius paced back and forth, tripping over his toga, hiking up his sword belt. "Yes," Vitellius said. "Back in Caesar's day. It's Julius Caesar, mind you. The 5th cohort was something. 12th Legion Fulminata, pride of Rome. But these days, disgraceful. What we've come to. Look at Hazel here, using a spatha. Ridiculous weapon for a Roman legionnaire. That's for cavalry. And you, boy, you smell like a Greek sewer. Haven't you had a bath?" "I've been a little busy fighting Gorgons," Percy said. Yeah, Percy doesn't like cleaning stables after the labyrinth. I don't think he liked cleaning stables before. But that's fine. Percy said, "Vitellius," Hazel interrupted. "We've got to get Percy's augury before he can join. Why don't you check on Frank? He's in the armory doing inventory. You know how much he values your help." He definitely doesn't. The ghost fury purple eyebrows shot up. "Mars almighty!" That's Ares, right? Ares is Mars, I think. "They let Probatio check the armor. We'll be ruined." "They let the Probatio take the armor?" Oh, that's funny. He stumbled down the street, stopping every few feet to pick up his sword or rearrange his toga. "Okay," Percy said. "Sorry," Hazel said. "He's eccentric, but he's one of the oldest layers. Been around since the Legion was founded. He's called the Legion Fulminata," Percy said. "Armed with lightning," Hazel translated. "That's our motto. The 12th Legion was around for the entire Roman Empire. When Rome fell, a lot of legions disappeared. We went underground, acting on secret orders from Jupiter himself. Stay alive, recruit demigods and their children, keep Rome going. We've been doing that ever since, moving around to wherever Roman influence was strongest. The last few centuries, we've been in America." As bizarre as that sounded, Percy had no trouble believing it, in fact. It sounded familiar, something he'd always known. "And you're in the 5th cohort," he guessed? "Which maybe isn't the most popular?" Hazel scowled. "Yeah, I joined up last September. So, just a few weeks before that Jason guy disappeared." Percy knew he did a sore spot. Hazel looked down. She was silent long enough to count every paving stone. Dang, Jason probably freaking taught her or something. He's probably like her sensei. Come on, she said at last. I'll show you my favorite view. They stopped outside the main gates. The fort was situated on the highest point on the valley. They could see pretty much everything. The road led down to the river and divided one path, went south across a bridge, up to the hill with all the temples. The other road led north into the city, a miniature version of ancient Rome, unlike the military camp. The city looked chaotic and colorful, with buildings crowded together at haphazard angles. Even from this far away, Percy could see people gathered in the plaza, shoppers milling around in open air, market parents with kids playing in the parks. Oh, interesting. You've got families here, he asked. In the city, absolutely, Hazel said. You're accepted to the Legion. You do 10 years of service. After that, you can muster out whenever you want. This is interesting. Most demigods won't go into the mortal world, but for some, well, it's pretty dangerous out there. This valley is a sanctuary. You can go to college in the city, get married, have kids, retire when you get old. It's the only safe place on Earth for people like us. So yeah, a lot of veterans make their home here, under the protection of the Legion. Although demigods who could live without fear, get married, raise a family, Percy couldn't wrap his mind around that. It seemed too good to be true. But if this valley is attacked, Hazel Percy's lips, we have defenses. The borders are magical, but our strength isn't what it used to be. Lately, the monsters' attacks have been increasing. When you said about the Gorgons not dying, we've noticed that too, with other monsters. Do you know what's causing it? Hazel looked away. Percy could tell she was holding something back. Something she wasn't supposed to say. It's complicated. My brother says death isn't... She was interrupted by an elephant. Someone behind them shouted, "Make way!" Hazel dragged Percy out of the road. As the demigod rode past on a full-grown pachyderm covered in black Kevlar. The word elephant was printed on his side of his armor, which seemed a little obvious to Percy. The elephant thundered down the road and turned north, heading toward a big open field where some fortifications were under construction. Percy spit dust out of his mouth. "What the?" "Elephant," Hazel explained. "Yeah, I read the sign." "Why do you have an elephant in a bulletproof vest?" "War games," Hazel said. "That's Hannibal. If we didn't include him, he'd get upset. We can't have that." Hazel laughed. It was hard to believe she'd looked so moody a moment ago. Percy wondered what she'd been about to say. She had a brother. Yet she had claimed she'd been alone at the camp. The camp sorted her by her godly parent. That is interesting. I didn't even think about that. Also, I wonder if a girl's gonna like Percy. Like, what's it called? Fucking, like Annabeth, like, Piper likes... What's her face? You know what I'm saying? Jason. I hope so. Percy couldn't figure her out. She seemed nice and easygoing, mature for somebody who couldn't have been more than 13. But she also seemed to be hiding a deep sadness, like she felt guilty about something. Hazel pointed south across the river. Dark clouds were gathering over Temple Hill. Red flashes of lightning washed over the monuments in blood-colored light. "Octavian is busy," Hazel said. "You better get over there." On the way, they passed some goat-legged guys hanging out on the side of the road. "Hazel," one of them cried. He trotted up, "Bro, people, stop interrupting us." With a big grin on his face. He wore a faded Hawaiian shirt and nothing but pants except thick brown goat fur. His massive afro jiggled. His eyes were hidden behind little sound rainbow-tinted glasses. He held a cardboard sign that read, "Will, work, sing, talk, go away for Denari." "Hi, Don," Hazel said. "Sorry, we don't have time." This is like actually a city. Yeah, keep the women away from Percy. They can't help but fall for him, bro. Me and Percy, bro. I relate. I be like that sometimes. It's hard out here. "Oh, that's cool. Don trotted along with him. Hey, this guy's new. He grinned at Percy. Do you have 3 denarii for the bus? Because I left my wallet at home and I've got to get to work. And Dawn, Hazel chided. Fawns don't have wallets or jobs or homes, and we don't have buses. Right, he said cheerfully. But do you have denarii? Your name is Dawn the Fawn? Percy asked. Yeah, so? Nothing. Percy tried to keep a straight face. Why don't fawns have jobs? Shouldn't they work for the camp? Dawn bleated. Fawns? Work for the camp? Hilarious. Fawns are free spirits, Hazel explained. They hang out here because, well, it's a safe place to hang out because we tolerate them. But Hazel's awesome, Dawn said. She's so nice. All the other campers are like, go away, Dawn. But she's like, please go away, Dawn. I love her. Yeah. The fawn seemed harmless, but Percy still found him unsettling. He couldn't shake the feeling that fawns should be more than just homeless guys begging for the naughty. Don looked at the ground in front of them and grasped. Score! He reached for something, but Hazel screamed, Dawn, no! She pushed him out of the way and snatched up a small, shiny object. Percy got a glimpse of it before Hazel slipped it into her pocket. He could have sworn it was a diamond. Come on, Hazel, Dawn complained. I could have bought a year's worth of donuts with that. Dawn, please, Hazel said. Go away. She sounded shaken, like she just saved Dawn from a charging bulletproof elephant. The fawn said, oh, I can't say mad at you, but I swear it's like your good luck. Every time you walk by, goodbye, Dawn, Hazel said quickly. Let's go, Percy. She started jogging. Percy had to sprint to catch up. What was that about? Percy said. The diamond in the road, please, she said. Dawn asked. Oh my god, tell me stuff. Stop hiding information. They walked in uneasy silence, the rest of the way to Temple Hill. A crooked stone path that passed a crazy assortment of tiny altars. Massive domed vaults, statues of gods seemed to follow Percy with their eyes. Hazel pointed out the temple of Bellona, goddess of war, she said. That's Raina's mom. She is the Clarice, I figured. And they passed a massive red crypt decorated with human skulls. No, she's the fucking Annabeth. Because Annabeth's, Athena's also the goddess of war, ain't she? But she's also the goddess of strategy and fucking cleverness and all that. Decorated in architecture. They paused a massive red crypt decorated with human skulls and red on spikes. Please tell me we're not going in there, Percy said. Hazel shook her head. That's the temple of Mars Utor. Mars? Ares, the war god? It's his Greek name, Hazel said. But yeah, same guy. Ultor means the Avenger. He's the second most important god of Rome. Really? No wonder. Yes, oh, wow. Oh, no wonder. Because Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades are only that in the Greek. But in the Rome, their structure is different. That's interesting. Percy wasn't thrilled to hear that. For some reason, just looking at the ugly red building made him feel angry. Yeah, because you and him boxed once upon a time. Don't worry, you took the dub, though. He pointed toward the summit. Clouds swirled over the largest temple. A round pavilion with a ring of white columns supported the domed roof. I'm guessing that's Zeus. Jupiter's. That's where we're heading. Yeah, Hazel sounded edgy. Octavian reads auguries. They're the temple of Jupiter, Optimus Maximus. Percy had to think about it. The Latin words clicked into English. Jupiter, the best and the greatest. Right. What's Neptune's title, Percy asked. The coolest and the most awesome? Not quite. Hazel gestured to a small blue building the size of a tool shed. A cobweb-covered trident was above the door. Percy peeked inside. On a small altar sat a bowl with 3 dried-up moldy apples. His heart sank. Popular place. I'm sorry, Percy, Hazel said. It's just Romans were always scared of the sea. Goad him up. Gas him up. They're all scared of Percy. They're all about to fear him. Oh my god, what a perfect protagonist. Great. They only use ships if they had to. Even in modern times, having a child in Neptune around has always been a bad omen. The last one joined the Legion, well, it was 1906, when Camp Jupiter was located across the bay in San Francisco. It was this huge earthquake. Tell me what China Neptune caused that? So they say. Hazel looked apologetic. Anyway, Romans fear Neptune, but they don't love him much. That's okay. Fear Jackson. Fear him. Grady thought, even if he joined the camp, he would never be loved. His best hope was to be scary to his new campmates. Maybe if he did really well, they'd give him some moldy apples. Still, standing at Neptune's altar, he felt something stirring inside, like waves rippling through his veins. He reached in his backpack and dug out the last bit of food from his trip, a stale bagel. It wasn't much, but he set it on the altar. Hey, Dad, you felt pretty stupid talking to a bowl of fruit. You can hear me, help me out, okay? Give me my memory back. Tell me what to do. His voice cracked. He hadn't meant to get emotional, but he was exhausted and scared, and he'd been lost for so long. He would have given anything for some guidance. He wanted to know something about his life for sure, without grabbing for missing memories. Hazel put her hand on his shoulder. It'll be okay. You're here now. You're one of us. But he ain't. He felt awkward. I wonder how they're gonna treat him after they find out. Because the Greeks don't care, but the Romans are gonna be like, fuck yeah, you know? He felt awkward. Depending on an eighth grade girl he barely knew for comfort, but he was glad she was there. Above them, thunder rumbled. Red lightning lit up the hill. Octavian's almost done, Hazel said. Let's go. Compared to Neptune's tool shed, Jupiter's temple was definitely Optimus and Maximus. The marble floor was etched with fancy mosaics and Latin inscriptions. 60 feet above, the domed ceiling sparkled. The whole temple was open to the wind. In the center stood a marble altar, where a kid in a toga was doing some sort of ritual in front of a massive golden statue. Of the big dude himself, Jupiter, the sky god, dressed in a silk XXL purple toga. Triple XL purple toga, holding a lightning bolt. It doesn't look like that, Percy muttered. What? Hazel said. The master bolt. Percy said. What are you talking about? Percy frowned for a second. He thought he remembered something. Now it was gone. Nothing, I guess. It doesn't look like that. I found it once upon a time. I brought it back to him. He thought it was the thief. It's a whole thing. I had to fight, Ares, Mars, took the dub. He's kind of a little bitch. But, it doesn't look like that, homie. It's rip, bro. Hold on, guys. I gotta freaking... I'll be right back. Give me 1 minute. Alright, sorry, I'm back. If they were so scared, then where is the respect? Well, they... I don't know, I think Romans work on a different philosophy. Like, they probably don't care about the godly parent, right? Like, the Greeks are like, oh, you're one of the big three, But, like, Romans, I don't think they care like that. And probably unless you're, like, son of Jupiter or or child of freaking Mars, Where's I? The kid at the altar raised his hands. More red lightning flashed in the sky, shaking the temple. Then he put his hands down and the rumbling stopped. The clouds turned from gray to white and broke apart. A pretty impressive trick. Considering the kid didn't look like much, he was tall and skinny. in straw-colored hair, oversized jeans, a baggy t-shirt, and a dropping toga. He looked like a scarecrow wearing a bedsheet. What's he doing? Percy murmured. The guy in the toga turned. He had a crooked smile and a slightly crazy look in his eyes. Like he'd just been playing an intense video game. In one hand, he held a knife. In the other hand was something like a dead animal. That didn't make sense. They didn't make him look any less crazy. Percy, Hazel said. This is Octavian. The Gracious, Octavian announced. How interesting. Hi, Percy said. Are you killing small animals? Octavian looked at the fuzzy thing in his hand and laughed. No. Once upon a time, yes. We used to read the will of the gods by examining animal guts. Chickens, goats, that sort of thing. Nowadays, we use these. He tossed the fuzzy thing to Percy. It was a disemboweled teddy bear. And Percy noticed that there was a whole pile of mutilated stuffed animals at the front of Cheeker's statue. That's absurd! Seriously? Percy asked. Octavian stepped off the dais. He was probably about 18, but so skinny and sickly pale, he could have passed for younger. At first, he looked harmless, but as he got closer, Percy wasn't so sure. Octavian's eyes glittered with harsh curiosity, like he might gut Percy just as easily as a teddy bear. If he thought he could learn something from it, Octavian narrowed his eyes. You seem nervous. You remind me of someone, Percy said. I can't remember who. Possibly my namesake, Octavian Augustus Caesar. Everyone says I bear a remarkable resemblance. Percy didn't think that was it. Yeah, but he couldn't pin down the memory. Why do you call me the Greek? I saw it in the auguries, Octavian waved his knife at the pile of stuffing of the altar. The message said the Greek has arrived. Or possibly the goose has arrived. I'm thinking the first interpretation is correct. You seek to join the Legion. Hazel spoke for him. She told Octavian everything that had happened since they met at the tunnel. The Gorgons, the fight at the river, the appearance of Juno, and their conversation with Rena. When she mentioned Juno, Octavian looked surprised. Juno, he mused. He called her Juno Moneta. Juno the Warner. She appears in times of crisis to counsel Rome about great threats. Ah, he glanced at Percy as if to say, like mysterious Greeks, for instance. I fear the Feast of Fortuna is this week, Percy said. The Gorgons warned there'd be an invasion on that day. Did you see that in the stuffing? Sadly, no, Octavian sighed. The will of the gods is hard to discern, and these days my vision is darker. Don't you have, I don't know, Percy said, an oracle or something? An oracle, Octavian's on. What a cute idea. No, I'm afraid we're fresh out of oracles. Now if we'd gone questioning for the Sibyllin books like I recommended. Sibyl, what? Percy asked. Books of prophecy, Hazel said, which Octavian is obsessed with. Romans used to consult them when disasters happened. Most people believe they burned when Rome fell. Some people believe that, Octavian offered. Unfortunately, our present leadership won't authorize a quest to look for them. Oh, Rena authorizes quests. Is there no Chiron equivalent? Because Rena isn't stupid, Hazel said. So we have only a few remaining scraps from the books, Octavian continued. A few mysterious predictions, like these. He nodded to the inscriptions on the marble floor. Percy stared at the lines of words, not really expecting to understand them. He almost choked. That one. He pointed, translating as he read aloud. 7 half-bloods shall answer the call. To storm or fire, the world must fall. Yes. One second, hold on. Octavian finished it without looking. An oath to keep with a final breath, and foes bear arms to the doors of death. I know that one, she thought. Thought thunder was shaking in the temple. Then he realized his whole body was trembling. That's important. Octavian arched an eyebrow. Of course it's important. We call it the prophecy of Seven, but it's several thousand years old. We don't know what it means. Every time someone has to interpret it, well, Hazel will tell you, bad things happen. Hazel glared at him. Just read the augury for Percy. Can you join the Legion or not? Percy could almost see Octavian's mind working. calculating whether or not Percy would be useful. He held out his hand for Percy's backpack. It's a beautiful specimen, may I? Percy didn't understand what he meant, but Octavian snatched the bargain-marked panda pillow that was sticking out of his pocket. It was just a silly stuffed toy, but Percy had carried it a long way. He was kind of fond of it. Octavian turned down the altar and raised his knife. Hey, Percy protested. Octavian slashed open the panda's belly and poured its stuffing over the altar. Jesus Christ. He tossed the panda carcass aside and uttered a few words over the fluff and turned with a big smile on his face. Good news, he said. Percy will join the Legion. I'll assign him a cohort at evening muster. Tell him that I approve. Hazel's shoulders relaxed. Great. Come on, Percy. Oh, and Hazel, Octavian said. I'm happy to welcome Percy to the Legion. But when the election for Praetor comes up, I hope you remember, Jason isn't dead, Hazel snapped. You're the Augur. You're supposed to look for him. You're supposed to be looking for him. Oh, I am, Octavian pointed at the pile of gutted stuffed animals. I consult the gods every day. Alas, after 8 months, I found nothing. Of course, I'm still looking. And if Jason doesn't return by the Feast of Fortuna, we must act. We can't have a power vacuum any longer. I hope you support me for Praetor. It would mean so much to me. Hazel clenched her fists. Me? Support you? Psychopath behavior. He's a horrible murderer. Ooh, Octavian. I don't think he's pretty brutal with us stuffed animals, dude. He's pretty nasty with. Octavian took off his toga, sitting it and his knife on the altar. Percy noticed 7 lines on Octavian's arm. 7 years of camp, Percy guessed. Octavian's mark was a harp, the symbol of Apollo, After all, Octavian told Hazel, I might be able to help you. It'd be a shame if those awful rumors about you kept circulating. Or, God forbid, if they turned out to be true. We hate Octavian? Bro, it sounds like we hate Octavian. Welcome, Terrific Gamer 1618. I think I remember you. I think I do. But I might be deceiving myself. But welcome in. Octavian's feeling like a little, deceitful fucking little bitch, bro. Like a little conniving asshole. Percy slipped his hand into his pocket and grabbed his pen. This guy was blackmailing Hazel. That was obvious. One side from Hazel, and Percy was ready to bust out Riptide. And you see how Octavian liked being at the other end of the blade. Hazel took a deep breath. Her knuckles are white. I'll think about it. Excellent, Octavian said. By the way, your brother is here. Hazel said, my brother? Why? Octavian shrugged. Why does your brother do anything? He's waiting for you at your father's shrine. Just, don't invite him to stay too long. He has a disturbing effect on the others. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to keep searching for our poor lost friend Jason. Nice to meet you, Percy. I don't think he's searching. Also, I feel like her brother wasn't accepted to the cohort, right? That's probably what it was. That's probably why she would be alone. Hazel stormed out of the pavilion and Percy followed. He was sure he'd never been so glad to leave a temple in his life. As Hazel marched down the hill, she cursed in Latin. Percy didn't understand all of it, but he got son of a Gorgon, power-hungry snake, and a few choice suggestions about where Octavian could stick his knife. I hate that guy, she muttered in English. If I had my way, he won't really get elected Praetor, will he? Percy asked. I wish I could be certain. Octavian has a lot of friends. Most of them bought. Dang, this really is Rome. The rest of the campers are afraid of him. Afraid of that skinny little guy? Don't underestimate him. Rena's not so bad by herself. But if Octavian shares her power, Hazel shuddered, let's go see my brother. He'll want to meet you. Oh, interesting. Does Rena like Octavian? Will they make each other worse or something? Will they be like dictators or something? Percy didn't argue. He wanted to meet this mysterious brother. Maybe he learned something about Hazel's background. Who her dad was, what secret was building. Percy couldn't believe she'd done anything to be guilty about. She seemed too nice, but Octavian had acted like he had some first-class dirt on her. Hazel led Percy to a black crypt building into the side of the hill. Standing in front of it was a teenage boy in black jeans and an aviator jacket. Oh, okay, hold on. Hey, Hazel called. I brought a friend. The boy turned. Percy had another one of those weird flashes. And this was somebody he should know. The kid was almost as pale as Octavian, but with dark eyes and messy black hair. He didn't look like Hazel. He wore a silver skull ring, a chain for a belt, and a black t-shirt with skull designs. At his side hung a pure black sword. For a microsecond, when he saw, is this Nico? There's no way. When he saw Percy, the boy seemed shocked, panicked, even like he'd been caught in a searchlight. This is Percy Jackson, Hazel said. He's a good guy. Percy, this is my brother, the son of Pluto. The boy regained his composure and held his hand. Pleased to meet you, he said. I'm Nico D'Angelo. What the fuck? What the heck? Why is Nico here? Why are you here, dog? I know Nico doesn't stay at Camp Half-Blood because he's too edgy and cool like that. And he goes on his own solo adventures. But why is he here? Oh, that just got really interesting. Like, these first couple of chapters have been cool. And they've been like, you know, welcome to the world. This is interesting. This is a new world. They've been interesting stuff for sure. Classic Rick Riordan, you know. I'm going to give you information and not give you information, whatever. But now it's like, Nico's here? Now I have questions. Why are you here? What do you know? Why are you pretending like you don't know Percy? Hazel, your sister? What happened to Beyond? He has another sister? Like, freaking... I thought Jupiter was the only god who freaking, or I guess maybe he didn't. Put like Jupiter was the only god who had 2 kids, but no, freaking Hades had Nico and Bianca, and he had Hazel. This girl's also a daughter of Hades. He's there because he's cool like that. Like, that's so interesting. And do they know that Nico is Greek? Do they know that he's Greek? Do they know he's son of Hades? And if so, like, they can't know that. They can't know that. I don't know why Nico would tell them. How does Nico know any of this? The start of this book is so much more interesting than the last. Yes, because like, what the fuck? Why is Nico here? Why are you here? Do they know Nico's Greek? Do they know he's the son of Hades? Like, how did you find this place, Nico? Also, if Nico's here, and Nico's here probably with his memories, I would assume, then why does Percy have to be the bridge? Why can't Nico be the bridge? If he's already here, he's already found this place. What is that? What is happening? The outer reaction, bro, I'm so confused. Why is Nico here? That's crazy. Nico just be doing stuff, bro. He's just all over the place. He's just that cool side character that shows up whenever the plot needs to get interesting, and he's like, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, cool plot shit. You know, this is cool shit's about to happen. So have we met Raina before? I just forgot? Dog, I'm so confused. Alright, hold on. We're just... And we got our first... like... character switch too with Hazel. This is as awkward as finding your homie at a gay bar. Dog. We met her sister. That's a spoiler. Interesting. That's not... nothing. But regardless, you'll see soon. Okay, I'm not even sure how much of this one I want to read, because I was like, I'm gonna get into the end of this stream, I feel, and now that's like, no, you should read more. So I'm locked. But we're gonna switch to Hazel. When I first met Hazel, I didn't expect her to be a perspective character, but she is, and she's freaking daughter of Hades, man. Wild. So, all right. Anyways, let's freaking. I need answers to these questions. Let's go. Hazel felt like she just introduced 2 nuclear bombs. She did, but they've met before, and Nico knows that. Why are you being weird, Nico? Why are you being weird? Now she was waiting to see which one exploded first. Until that morning, her brother Nico, but the most powerful demigod she knew. Really? Even more powerful than Jason. Is Nico stronger than Jason? Nico's pretty goated. Oh, the Ghost King. Oh my god. Dang. I was just moping along, you know, and then this book was like, nah, we going. We're ready. We're ready to go. Are you ready? It doesn't matter. Let's go. That's how this feels. The other campers at Camp Jupiter saw him as a traveling oddball, because he is, about as harmless as the fawns. Hazel knew better. She hadn't grown up with Nico. I hadn't even known him very long, but she knew Nico was more dangerous than Reyna, or Octavian, or maybe even Jason. Okay, maybe, we don't know. He might be as strong as Jason. Jason might be a little bit stronger, we don't know. Then she'd met Percy, and Percy's aura, he probably felt that before he entered camp. At first, when she saw him stumbling up the highway with the old lady in his arms, Hazel thought he might be a god in disguise. Gas him up. Gas him up! Gas him! Percy! A god in disguise! Continue. I saw this like 2 years ago. I saw this and I saved it on TikTok. It was this like video of this girl who, like, from Percy's perspective, and it's just like doop de doop de doo, and anybody watch like Percy from his perspective, and he's just like a little guy, and people looking at Percy, like Percy from other people's perspective, he's like, oh, this guy's fucking insane. And if this is how people describe him all the time, I'm gonna be fucking. I love when they gas him up. Gas him up. Oh my god. Where was I? I lost my place. A god in disguise. Even though he was beat up, dirty, and stupid with exhaustion, he'd had an aura of power. Gas him! He had the good looks of a Roman god, with sea green eyes and windblown black hair. She ordered Frank not to fire on him. She thought the gods might be testing them. She'd heard myths like that. A kid with an old lady begs for shelter, and when the rude mortals refuse, boom, they get turned into banana slugs. When Percy had controlled the river and destroyed the Gorgons, he turned a pen into a bronze sword. He stirred up the whole camp with talk about the Gracious, a son of the sea god. Long ago, Hazel had been told about a descendant of Neptune who would save her, but could Percy really take away her curse? Can Percy take away her curse? You better believe it. You better fucking believe it. You better fucking believe it. It seemed too much to hope for. Percy and Nico shook hands. Nico, stop being fake, bro! Oh my god! I know you, Nico! They studied each other warily. Hazel fought the urge to run. If these two busted out the magic swords, things could get ugly. Nico didn't appear scary. He was skinny and sloppy in his rumpled black clothes. His hair... Dude, this kid I know they cast. He looks like such a cutie patootie. He better play Nico perfectly. In the first season, he has to be cute. Every other season, he has to be fucking just oof. His hair has always looked like that, like he just rolled out of bed. Hazel remembered, God, I needed this. I needed these two guys. I love this. Hazel remembered when she'd met him. The first time she'd seen him draw that black sword of his, she'd almost laughed. The way he called it Stygian iron, all serious, like he'd looked ridiculous. The scrawny white boy was no fighter. She certainly hadn't believed they were related. She had changed her mind about that quick enough. Percy scowled. I know you. Nico raised his eyebrows. Do you? He looked at Hazel for explanation. Nico, stop being fake, bro! Jesus Christ! Hazel hesitated. Something about her brother's reaction wasn't right. He was trying hard to act casual, but when he had first seen Percy, Hazel had noticed his momentary look of panic. Nico already knew Percy. She was sure of him. Why was he pretending otherwise? That's what I'm trying to say. Stop acting fake! It's so crazy how powerful Percy is, but he kept his humanity so people don't think much of him. He could have been a god too. He could have been a god, but he said no. He said, nah, I'm too cool for that, bro. I'm too cool for that. Oh my god. Hazel forced herself to speak. Percy's lost his memory. She told her brother what had happened since Percy had arrived at the gates. So Nico, she continued carefully, I thought you travel all over. Maybe you've met demigods like Percy before. Nico's expression turned as dark as Tartarus. Hazel didn't understand why, but she got the message. Drop it. The story about Gaia's army, Nico said. You warned Reyna? Percy nodded. Who is Gaia? Dude, Nico, you're so fucking weird. Who is Gaia anyway? Hazel's mouth went dry. Just hearing that name, it was all she could do to keep her knees from buckling. She remembered a woman's soft, sleepy voice. A glowing cave, and feeling her lungs fill with black oil. She's the earth goddess. Nico glanced at the ground as if it might be listening. The oldest goddess of all. She's in a deep sleep most of the time, but she hates the gods and their children. Mother Earth is evil, Percy asked. Very, Nico said gravely. She convinced her son, the Titan Saturn. Alright, Nico. To kill his dad, Uranus, and take over the world. The Titans ruled for a long time, and the Titans' children, the Olympian gods, overthrew them. That story seems familiar. Percy sounded surprised, like an old memory had partially surfaced, but I don't think I ever heard the part about Gaia. Nico shrugged. She got mad when the gods took over. She took a new husband, Tartarus, the spirit of the abyss, and gave birth to a race of giants. They tried to destroy Mount Olympus, but the gods finally beat them, at least the first time. The first time? Percy repeated. Nico glanced at Hazel. He probably wasn't meaning to make her feel guilty, but she couldn't help it. If Percy knew the truth about her, and the horrible things she'd done. Ooh. Last summer, Nico continued, Saturn had to make a comeback. There was a second Titan War. The Romans at Camp Jupiter stormed his headquarters on Mount Othrys. Across the bay and destroyed his throne. Saturn disappeared. He hesitated, watching Percy's face. Hazel got the feeling her brother... Nico, what do you know, bro? Hazel got the feeling her brother was nervous that more of Percy's memory might come back. Anyway, Nico continued. So, dude, bro, if I'm Percy and I get my memory back, I'm like, I don't remember my homeboy. Me and you are fighting, bro. Nico, me and you are fighting, dog. That's just what's about to happen. Me and you are about to fight. That's just what's about to go down. You didn't tell me you're being fake. Me and you're fighting, bro. He isn't watching Percy's face. He's got the feeling her brother was Percy's memory come back. Anyway, Nico continued. Saturn probably faded back into the abyss. We all thought that the war was over. Now it looked like the Titans' defeat stirred up Gaia. She's starting to wake. I've heard reports of giants being reborn. If they mean to challenge the gods again, they'll probably start by destroying the demigods. You told Reyna this? Percy asked. Of course. Nico's jaw tensed. The Romans don't trust me. That's why I was hoping she'd listen to you. Children of Pluto. Well, no offense, but they think we're even worse than children of Neptune. More bad luck. They'll go, Hazel, stay here. Percy noted. That's different, Nico said. Why? Percy, Hazel cut in. Look, the giants aren't the worst problem. Even Gaia isn't the worst problem. I'm sorry? The thing you noticed about the Gorgons, how they wouldn't die, that's our biggest worry. She looked at Nico. She was getting dangerously close to her own secret now. For some reason, Hazel trusted Percy. Maybe because she was also an outsider. Maybe because he'd saved Frank at the river. He deserved to know what they were facing. Nico and I, she said carefully, we think what's happening is death isn't... Before she could finish, a shout came from down the hill. I'm gonna fucking throw this book. Oh my god! Frank jogged toward them, wearing his jeans, purple camp shirt, and denim jacket. His hands were covered with grease from cleaning weapons, as it did every time she saw Frank. Hazel's heart performed a little skip beat tap dance. Oh, okay. She's with Frank. She's into Frank, which really irritated her. She was a good friend. One of the only people at camp who didn't shoot her as if it did a contagious disease. But she didn't like him in that way. Sure about that. He was 3 years older than she was. And he wasn't exactly Prince Charming. With a strange combination of baby face and bulky wrestler's body, he looked like a cuddly koala bear with face with muscles. The fact that everyone always tried to pair them up, the two biggest losers at camp. Ooh, interesting. Because our paired for each other just made Hazel more determined not to like him. But her heart wasn't with the program. It went nuts whenever Frank was around. She hadn't felt like that since Sammy. Okay, interesting. Stop it, she thought. You're for one reason, and it isn't to get a new boyfriend. Ooh, so Sammy's dead as fuck. Yep, Sammy's dead as hell. Super dead, in fact. In fact, she probably sacrificed Sammy, did some evil shit. And they're like, oh, you killed Sammy. And everybody probably likes Sammy. That's probably what happened. Nico was watching the Greek and Roman gods playing chess and said, I'm staying out of that shit show. Dude, Nico's so freaking weird. He's pissing me off. Top 3 characters in the series, by the way, Nico. He's making me so mad. Besides, Frank didn't know her secret. If he knew, he wouldn't be so nice to her. He reached the shrine. Hey, Nico. Nico smiled. He seemed to find Frank amusing. Maybe because Frank was the one at camp. He wasn't uneasy around the children of Pluto. Raina sent me to get Percy, Frank said. Did Octavian accept you? Yeah, Percy said. He slaughtered my panda. The Augury. Yeah, teddy bears must have nightmares about that guy. But you're in. We need to get you cleaned out before even muster. Hazel realized the sun was getting low over the hills. How had the day gone so fast? You're right, she said. We better. Frank, Nico interrupted. Why don't we take Percy down? Hazel and I will be along soon. Uh-oh, Hazel thought. She tried not to look anxious. That's a good idea. No. Okay, so she's gonna talk to Nico. Go ahead, we'll catch up. Percy looked at Nico one more time, as though he was still trying to place a memory. I'd like to talk with you some more. I can't shake the feeling. Sure, Nico agreed. Later, I'll be staying overnight. You will? Hazel blurted. The campers are going to love that. Son of Neptune and the son of Pluto arriving on the same day. All they needed was some black cats and broken mirrors. Go on, Percy, Nico said. Settle in. She turned to Hazel. Nico's such a fucking bitch boy, bro. And she got the sense that the worst part of her day was yet to come. My sister and I need to talk. You know him, don't you? Hazel said. They sat on the roof of Pluto's shrine, which was covered with bones and diamonds. As far as Hazel knew, bones had always been there. The diamonds were her fault. Okay. If she sat anywhere too long or just got anxious, they started popping up all around her like mushrooms after a rain. Several $1 million worth of stones glittering on the roof, but fortunately, the other campers wouldn't touch them. They knew better than to steal from temples, especially Pluto's, and the fawns never came up here. Interesting. Hazel shuddered, remembering her close call with Dawn that afternoon. If she hadn't moved quickly and snatched that diamond off the road, she didn't want to think about it. She didn't need another death on her conscience. Interesting. Nico swung his feet like a little kid. His Stygian iron sword. What is Nico, like, been, like, 2 years since, so Nico's probably, like, 15 right now? 15, 14 right now? I don't know. I think sword lay on by his side. Next to Hazel's Spatha. He gazed across the valley, where construction crews were working in the field of Mars, building fortifications for tonight's games. Percy Jackson. Oh! He said the name like an incantation. Oh, gas him. Hazel, I have to be careful what I say. Important things are at work here. Some secrets need to stay secret. You of all people should understand that. Hazel's cheeks felt hot. He's not like me. No, Nico said. I'm sorry. I can't tell you more. I can't interfere. Percy has to find his own way at this camp. How do you know this? He's 12? No, he's not 12 right now. There's no way he's 12 right now. He's 12 right now? That's what you're telling me. Plus $10 Percy stats. Dude, they need to age up Nico in the freaking live action. There's no way he's 12, dog. He was like 11 when they found him, I think. He's like gotta be 13, 14. Is he dangerous, she asked. Nico managed a dry smile. Very, to his enemies. But he's not a threat to Camp Jupiter. You can trust him. Like I trust you. Hazel. Dude, Rick is... Yeah, almost 14, okay. Rick is a big fan of having people gas Percy, bro. He's like... And my main character, he's cracked. He's cracked. You can trust him like I trust you, Hazel twisted bitterly. Nico twisted his skull ring. Around him, bones began to quiver, as if they were trying to form a new skeleton. Whenever he gets moody, Nico had that effect on the dead, kind of like Hazel's curse. Between them, they represented Pluto's two spheres of control, death and riches. Oh, sometimes Hazel thought Nico had gotten the better end of the deal. Look, I know this is hard, Nico said. We have a second chance. You can make things right. Nothing about this is right, Hazel said. If they found out the truth about me, they won't, Nico promised. They'll call a quest soon. They have to. You'll make me proud. Trust me. But he almost caught himself, but Hazel knew what he'd almost called her. Bianca. Nico's a real sister. When he growing up with, Nico might care about Hazel, but she'd never be Bianca. Hazel was simply the next best thing. Nico could manage a consolation prize from the underworld. I'm sorry, he said. Hazel's mouth tasted like metal, as if gold nuggets were popping up under her tongue. Then let's cheer about death. Is Alcyonius to blame? I think so, Nico said. It's getting bad in the underworld. Dad's going crazy trying to keep things under control. From what Percy said about the Gorgons, things are getting worse up here too. But look, that's why you're here. All the stuff in your past, you can make something good come out of it. You belong at Camp Jupiter. That sounded so ridiculous. Hazel almost laughed. She didn't belong in this place. She didn't even belong in this century. Okay. She could have... Percy does live up to the hype, bro. She should have known better than to focus on the past. But she remembered the day when her old life had been shattered. The blackout hit her so suddenly, she didn't even have time to say, uh-oh. She shifted back in time. Not a dream or a vision. The memory washed over her with such perfect clarity. She felt she was actually there. her most recent birthday. She just turned 13, not last December. December 17, 1941, the last day she lived in New Orleans. Bonnie, you wanted me to stop right there? Bonnie, you wanted me to stop reading right there. Alright, bro. So we're not friends. So we're not friends. That's what I gathered. We're not friends. I like a cliffhanger, you know. I love a good cliffhanger too, but I need. Yeah. Okay. Okay, son of Neptune. You can continue. Genuinely, I would. But you know what? I think this is a good place to leave off. Jason who, Piper who, Leo is still cool though. I'm not, out of the three, Piper was probably my favorite, but yeah, no, but I think we're gonna call it here. This Son of Neptune has been phenomenal so far. It has been phenomenal. So, but you know what? Shut up, bro. Anyways, it has been great. I just have shit to know. If not, I would keep reading. It's been great. Send me that list of chapters and pages I'm going to read on my own, because we might be clocking through this one, because I kind of need to know what happens next. But yeah, it's been great. So especially these last two chapters, Nico. Now you're freaking cooking with the world building. Now you're throwing shit around. Rick was writing the shit and he was like, you know what? And Nico D'Angelo's here. let's see what they think of that. Oh my god. Okay. No, that was phenomenal. I can't wait to read more. I genuinely can't wait to read more. I will be back soon. That's sort of everything by conflict event this time. Okay. But yes, we'll do. Appreciate you make these streams so much easier to do. So yeah, but dude, they can't be gassing up Percy this much. They can't be gassing him up the entire time. If they're gassing it, bro, I got 4 books left in this series. I got 4 books left of Percy gas. That's what you're telling me? I got 4 books left to watch them gas Percy? Okay. Now we're so on it. We're so on it. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you, Anthony, and thank you, Bonnie, as always. Thank you, everybody who joined the stream. I appreciate you. I am very excited to continue more Heroes of Olympus. Fucking great. Been fucking great. So happy to have Percy back. So happy to have Nico back. I totally even forgot about Nico, to be honest with you. But, yeah. End of stream. See you guys next time.